Welcome back to the Six Pack Sports Talk, where we talk everything NFL, NBA, MLB, hockey, martial arts. If it's a sport, we got it here. But today we got our NFL post free agency, the first wave power rankings, and overall consensus over between the group. So I'm one of the hosts on the panel, Mike Robb, and let's get us going. So I'm gonna pass it over to Jason to get us going. We're gonna start from 32, then go to one.
Bottom up, because I don't want to start with the top. All right, we're gonna start. I think this is obvious. When everybody sent me the list, this team was pretty much the consensus in my head going to be the last team. The Miami Dolphins. I don't have much to say about them. If anybody else wants to say something, go for it.
I just got to say condolences to Malik Willis because he's in a no-win situation. They're going to ask him to produce like he's a stud with nothing. Tutu Atwell is wide receiver one. So
yeah, I mean they did get the Broncos. They do got 2 first rounders, so that is something they might be able to grab something in the draft. But losing Waddle, they did get a decent haul for Waddle, so that's not bad. But yeah, they do have the most dead cap in NFL history going into this season, $179 million. 100 of it coming from Tua alone, which is crazy. Yeah, that's I don't know what they gonna have going on in Miami. So we just got to see what they do in the draft. If they go QB, at some point, I don't know who they would get. Maybe like Carson Beck in to get the hometown kid. Maybe in like the later rounds, maybe in the second or third, something like that. But yeah, don't see them doing much. Next, Jason.
31. Pretty much. Everybody had this the same as well. The Cardinals. No real shock here with Arizona.
Yeah,
not much to look forward to.
Getting rid of Kyler Murray, he was his first overall pick. So, you're kind of just blessing yourself with hopefully a future at this point. There's not much that they can do.
And they
still have Terry McBride, and they still have Trey Benson as well,
Maserati.
Maybe he can, and Maserati.
I don't think Maseratis are unreliable and are in the shop all the time, bro. And
no, I get that, but I feel like maybe with Jacoby Brissett, and I think they signed another free agent, at quarterback at least. I think they can get something going at least, but that defense is just, can you name anyone on that defense?
I don't have too much to say about the Cardinals besides Marvin Harrison. I really did want.
What's the other quarterback they got?
Yeah, I was gonna say him, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot. But yeah, I'm really glad that the Cardinals took Marvin Harrison before the Chargers did. I can't remember what year, 2024. But
it's been disappointing, that's for sure.
Yeah, big letdown. But I also think this is definitely situational. Yeah, but I definitely wish that he was on the Chargers. I would. Let me not get into that.
I will get into it a little bit because I had the prediction that Kyler Murray would sign with the Vikings, and he did. And I think Kyler Murray is going to be a way better Vikings player than he will ever have been in the Cardinals, because the Cardinals haven't had any direction since like 2016. They had David Johnson. He was a great running back. And then for some reason, he just fell off. And the Cardinals just haven't been good since. You got Trey McBride. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. But other than that, what like superstar, like X Factor type player have the Cardinals had since that? Maybe Budda Baker. You could bring that up. But
I was gonna say D-Hop.
D-Hop, yeah, D-Hop was good.
But he was still kind of on the end of his career at that point. He came from the Texans. He went to the Cardinals. He had that great Hail Mary play, but
not his first year there. No.
Listen, the fact that he went from the Texans to Cardinals is just a tragedy on his career, because I think that the Texans could have re-signed him and could have made him a better player. Bringing in Kyler Murray, that's crazy, actually. because he played with Kyler on 2 teams, didn't he?
No,
No, it was the Cardinals.
Will Ford does not know ball.
No.
Will Ford
Bringing in
Dignon
C.J.
does not
Stroud
know
on the
ball.
Texans.
You heard it here first.
Imagine if C.J. Stroud was throwing D-Hop, right?
I mean, he had Deshaun Watson, and he was doing fine, and then he still was doing fine with Kyler Murray. Realistically,
Well, Deshaun
like
Watson.
realistically, when he was on the Texans, he was not a problem. That's why the Browns give him all that paper. So we can't even talk about his play on the Texans. I mean, outside of him allowing Mahomes to come back 24 from 0 in the second quarter in the wild card, that was ridiculous. But outside of that, he was a great player for the Texans. So we'll see what they do with the number 3 pick. I saw Charles Davis. I don't know, that one dude from NFL Nowhere. He had them taking Ty Simpson at 3. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, I don't know who's paying him. I don't know who's paying him or Dan Orlovsky. I don't know who's paying them, but
Dan Orlovsky has the same agent as him, so that at least checks out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Bad agendas.
I mean, if the Cardinals get him in like the second, that'd be cool. Or if they trade it up, maybe back in and later on in the like, I don't know about trading back in, but like, but not at number 3. Absolutely not.
I don't even dislike Ty Simpson either, but just
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. I like Ty Simpson a lot.
I just put him at 3 with having Brissett and bringing in Minshew.
Yeah, I just don't see a purpose.
That's
And there's going to be another deep quarterback class next year. As far as not another.
As far as we know, we'll see.
A projected deep quarterback class next year. So if they want to wait, especially since they brought in Minshew, like you said, Jason, I definitely can see them waiting.
Yeah,
but we'll see. But maybe in the later rounds they take somebody. Who knows?
Yeah, they might. It's a possibility.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on. We're going up to number 30 here. The New York Jets. I'm a little surprised they didn't get a little more love, only because I thought their offseason wasn't so terrible. I mean, Gino was awful for the Raiders. He was terrible, but I think he could bring the Jets a little something. Their offensive line is solid. There's some weapons there for him. Garrett Wilson, we'll see how he comes back from injury.
And they tagged. Did they re-sign Breece Hall? Or is he still on the tag?
Breece Hall is on the
tag as of right now, but I think they've been talking with him about extension.
Yeah, I mean, he could make something happen, but I mean, everybody was saying he should have made something happen when he was on the Raiders.
Yeah, facts.
So, I mean, they definitely don't have a receiver like Garrett Wilson on the Raiders, but they also don't have Genty or Brock Bowers on the Jets.
No.
So
no, they do not.
The Jets don't really have a defense anymore, too. I mean, I think they signed Demario Davis.
Demario Davis was cool.
Traded for Devontae Sweat.
But he's 37 years old.
Yeah, Devontae Sweat. I mean,
I think
they also
agree with you. It's not great, but
I mean,
there's
again.
There's direction. I think in New York, unlike Arizona, at least.
I could see it. They have 2 picks in the top 20, right?
Number 2.
They have 2 picks 16. This year, and they have another 2 next year. Or is it 3?
Yeah, because they traded Sauce Gardner.
3 next year. Is it 3 this year as well?
No, 2. It's
2. You're right.
2 seconds.
Yeah. Correct.
I think, and right now the Jets are projected Arvell Reese as an edge rusher / linebacker. That's a great defensive piece. And at 16, they could go a bunch of different ways. Right now they're projected to get another receiver to pair him with Garrett Wilson and A.D. Mitchell, like a Mekhi Lemon. Can you imagine that? Garrett and Mekhi swapping out of the slot and the Z. You got A.D. Mitchell on the outside as well. Who, listen, he makes boneheaded decisions, but he's a good player, and he's shown it.
Number 29. Jack. The Cleveland Browns. Let me hear what you have to say about them.
So I honestly have the Browns a little higher. I think they were better. They're better than 3 teams. I have the Raiders at 29 off of just a really concept of how Mendoza will do, and with your new head coach. I mean, it could be wonderful, work out perfectly fine, no problems. But there's always that chance. he's not ready for the big time, or he is, but the coach ain't giving him the plays to succeed. He can fall back. I mean, but like Mike said, everyone thought Geno Smith was going to help you guys out, and we saw how that happened. Raiders fans were calling for his head. Not saying that Fernando is going to have that same issue. I honestly think he will do very well, but that's why I put him at 29, just because there's a lot of hope for the Raiders, but it's still a big what if. You need the stars to align and get that train going. I put the Browns at 26. I honestly think that they do have better potential, especially if they start, or I should say stop fucking around with the QB room and just let Shedeur start and give him his full chance. I'm not saying, oh my God, even in a 10 or 11 win season, but at least him getting that starting role and having that helm will lead them in a better position than they were in the past few years.
So far, the list is on point with me. I mean, I'd say my justification for the Browns at 29 would be they have to get an entirely new starting O-line.
Yeah, that's
They're
my big
starting,
problem.
I believe, unless something happened and I missed it, their wide receiver one is still Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
They got rid of Njoku. I'd like Harold Fannin, though. So
Yeah.
no issues there. I like the tight end. Defense is obviously going to be solid, but just an entirely new O-line, they got to show me something. That's for sure.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that offense is really questionable to me. Outside of Judge,
I'm hoping Isaiah Bond can step up this season too.
Give him more opportunity.
I like
think he will.
Isaiah Bond a
He's
lot.
been nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I liked him at
I mean,
Texas when I watched him.
They still have Judy, right?
Yeah, but he's your
Yeah,
number.
he's been absolutely terrible for the Browns.
Yes,
like
he has.
he
He's a
led
jag.
the league in drops last
Dude, what,
year.
7
as far
decent
as I
games
know.
last year when he had that 200? Not last year, the year before.
Yeah,
Like-
it's
it's like-
been a long time since Judy has been a good receiver. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have much options outside of like Harold Fannin at this point.
Literally.
Well,
I mean,
you got Judkins.
it's the running game
He's
with
coming off
no
a broken
O-line.
foot, though.
Okay, true.
Harold Fannin and basically three second-year quarterbacks, right? Something like that.
Two, yeah,
Yeah.
Shedeur and Dylan
I think it's
Gabriel.
better not start. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
don't think Dylan Gabriel. I don't know if he'll even make
He's
the team.
terrible.
Yeah.
Like
no,
the Browns'
literally.
defense
Yes,
is
big game.
really
Because
that
they're gonna
good.
have to throw
How much
That's the only reason why.
can they make?
Yeah,
you know?
that's another reason I put him at 26. I mean, you got Myles Garrett, the now record holder for most sacks in a season.
So that's the other thing with Myles Garrett. He just had his contract restructured, and it might be possible that he's traded in this offseason. You know,
Man, I would
This
if I were
offseason?
them. I would if I were the Browns.
Oh.
I would have done it.
I mean, they restructured his contract for a reason,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
see.
what are you saving money for other than getting rid of
I mean, they restructured his contract to redo their O line because they had no O line really.
And I get that.
They
You know,
didn't have a
we're all
money.
leaving.
I agree with Jason. I feel like if they were going to trade him, they would have done that like a year or two ago.
And they should have.
Yeah, when he
for-
demanded
as
the
far as
trade.
Why the Browns
Yeah.
still suck. That's basically why the Browns still stuck. They
Well, the
should
Deshaun
have.
Watson trade is a massive reason.
Well, yeah.
That's a big reason.
Contract.
They,
Yeah,
The
no, they
biggest
heard
mistake
from that.
in the last I don't
That's
even know
the
how
biggest.
many years. It's one of the biggest mistakes
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time in NFL history.
You guys are wrong.
Yeah, I think that's a way bigger reason why they're.
yeah, I think that's way
It's
worse
just
than
it's
keeping
just
Myles Garrett. Let me
incompetence
tell
in
you.
front office.
At least Myles Garrett can play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is too much incompetence. That's,
I mean,
that's all it is for the Browns.
I'm with you there, Jack. Their defense is probably the only thing that gives me like a 3% chance of hope.
Yeah,
But I just
yeah.
I like they're gonna be down there with the Dolphins for the worst offense in football this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gonna be
I can believe
garbage.
that, yeah.
I mean, I think. I hopefully
they're bottom
should
in the power rankings for
just
a
not.
reason. You know,
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go up to 28. The team Jack was talking about, he had 29. The Raiders.
The Raiders.
All right,
My list
28.
is on point. I've had all
Really?
5 in
Yeah.
a row.
It's pretty much the same on the Raiders as what the bottom list, I'll say we were all pretty close to these bottom like 6 teams, all pretty much
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah, the same
The Raiders, a lot of their season and is going to depend on either what their free agents do, how much production is everybody going to give you, which I think should be on the more positive side for them. Well, 3 questions I'll say. What Max Crosby are you getting? I know that they said he had a degenerative knee issue. I was seeing.
Oof.
Not great.
But
Just sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how serious that's gonna be in these next 2 years, but further down the line that'll eventually become a problem. But coming off the meniscus, we'll see how he plays. Question 3 is Mendoza. Depends how far his development is as a rookie. Is I think how far this team will go. If he shows that he's a little more ready than people expect, I think you could see 6-7 wins. I don't think you'll see anything crazy out of this team, especially since the
Get him out.
receiving core is. Yeah, I wish I could kick him back to that. I wish. I couldn't believe I just saw that. I was trying to do it, but yeah, I was doing my best.
Trying to hold it in.
The receiving core still needs a lot of work to me. Jalen Naylor still. I do like Jalen Naylor a ton though. I think he's going to be super high upside there to me. But other than Naylor, it's like Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton Jr., Jack Beck needs to step up. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I think the season's just really going to be about development and, just take positive strides with Mendoza. I don't think there's anything too crazy. The Raiders, I think they'll.
I have the Raiders much higher than. I wouldn't say much higher. I have them at 27. So I have them ahead of the.
Shut up!
Yeah, I have them at 27. Yeah,
shout out, Will. Hey,
25 is crazy.
Yeah.
The only teams that we haven't mentioned that I have them above is the Giants. I have them above the Giants because I'm super low on the Giants. I do not like. I'm not a fan of Jackson Dart's game.
Well,
I don't know. I think him and Cam work really well together.
He gets to play with Malik Neighbors.
And I was just gonna say.
Yeah, no. Oh, look, we've only seen him for a year, and without Malik Neighbors. So
true.
I mean, I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of what I've seen yet. That's all. So once we see, if we see a little bit more, sure, I can change my take. But Jackson Dart looks real regular to me. Anyway,
I got some thoughts on the Raiders real quick. Hang on.
Okay.
Sam,
So, the Seahawks fan, Point Kubiak, he was a fucking great offensive coordinator. Amazing. I mean, he's basically the reason that our offense stayed in every game because the defense took over for the Seahawks throughout the playoffs and throughout the regular season. Point Kubiak is a really good offensive coordinator, and I guarantee. I know my hot take was before that Fernando Mendoza would not be the Raiders quarterback. But if he ends up being the Raiders quarterback, I could see Fernando Mendoza being a great rookie. I can't even say he's going to be a top quarterback in the league or anything like that. But if Fernando Mendoza leads that offense and they have Ashton Jeanty, they have Brock Bowers, the receiving core is a little light, Trey Tucker, whatever it may be. I can see the Raiders actually contending in that division just because the Chiefs re-signed Travis Kelce to a crazy-ass contract. I don't know why they would give him that much.
Well, hold on. I read the terms of that. So basically, the last 2 years of the deal only get locked in if he's still on the roster after, I believe, June 1st.
Okay. So, in my opinion,
if he ends up deciding to play another year after this season, then that deal is going to be
albatross.
Yikes. Yeah, that's going to be it. Okay. I already think it's already
okay, hey, but I mean, the Broncos are probably the best team in that division. The Raiders could make their case for being the second best team in the division, and it depends on what the Chiefs do after that Patrick Mahomes injury.
I don't think he's going to miss any time.
I like the optimism, but the Chargers are in my division.
Chargers Raiders for number 2 right now.
I think it's Chargers.
I really think
it's Chargers.
I really think that the Chiefs have found an endpoint to their dynasty. And I understand that they just signed fucking Kenneth Walker, but I don't think he's going to be that much of a difference.
I don't think
it's
Kenneth
more
Walker
of the defense.
It's the solution to their issues, honestly.
Well, we don't have to talk too much Chiefs. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to them later. But
I was just going to make that point for the Raiders not being 28 overall, right? That's where you had them, Jason?
Right. I hear you. That's fair justification.
I think that's pretty fair. They were by far the worst team in the league. Their offseason, they had a good offseason.
Yeah.
They haven't stepped on the field yet, so we got to see it. But, from their offseason, it's just... it's definitely... They're showing signs of improvement already.
Yeah. No, I looked at off-season or last year's records, and then I looked at draft position and free agency signings, and I think the Raiders are not going to be a top 5 draft pick next year easily.
I think I'm there with you at that. I think there'll be enough. Also, Pete Carroll and them didn't play a lot of the guys Spytek drafted last year.
Pete Carroll was a fucking walking corpse. At the time that he coached the Raiders.
I don't know what was going through his brain if it was even working at that point.
Yeah. I mean, good for you for hiring a young guy from Seattle, but you hire the old guy from Seattle. That's a joke.
Hey, about time, Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mark.
I'm with you.
But all right, let's move on from the Raiders at 28. Let's go to number 27. Before I say this team, I just want to say, give me a sec, where we had 3 people have them at 27, 1 at 28, 1 at 26. So this team very easily got this spot, the Titans.
I'm on point still. That's 6 in a row.
I put him on 27.
That's crazy.
I want to hear.
I had him at 27.
Give me why you had the Titans down around at 27.
I had them at 26, and the reason I had them at 26,
really?
Out of all of the teams that we've named so far, Cam Ward is the best quarterback out of all the teams. He worked with the literal least amount of weapons in the NFL last year, by some margin. And yeah, they got him Wan'Dale Robinson. I believe they're probably going to draft Jeremiah Love or Carnell Tate in the draft. So yeah, I think it's only up from here for them. And they got John Franklin Myers. We mentioned in the last pod they added some pretty good defensive help. So I definitely think the Titans are on the up and up.
They are. Like their offseason a lot.
I did too.
I've been raving about John Franklin Myers for them, but John Franklin Myers and Simmons,
good luck.
They can make some noise. They could definitely make some noise. Yeah.
And I did like Alontae Taylor. They also signed in the secondary. I think Tre'Davious Ward was a little. He was disappointing for them.
I will say real quick before you jump in, Will. I forgot to mention on the last pod about Wan'Dale Robinson. I think another crucial part of the signing for him as like a slot phenom, someone who understands the position and where you want to be, especially with Cam Ward on the scramble drill. I think that's where he's really going to make his mark. When Cam Ward's making stuff happen, do what he makes him special, Wan'Dale Robinson's going to know how to get to that sideline and look and find that football. And that's going to be a big reason why they gave him that money. I mean, it is a lot, but I think he's going to produce big time.
And Wanda's been a really good underneath guy for the past 2 years, which I don't think Cam Ward had any good underneath options this year. Nothing he could get the ball too quickly.
It was
I really think that's going to help him like dramatically.
So my thing was, it's kind of a future prediction, whatever may come from it. But I mean, what if the Titans decide to draft Jeremiah? They're in the position to do that, right?
Yeah, I feel like realistically, they're the first team that has real interest in him in the draft. I don't see him going in the first 3.
Tony Pollard didn't surprise anything. You know, he was a solid running back. He was middle of the pack all year. You know,
More so
he's
came on
been-
late. Yeah, he kind of was
Yeah.
not great early, truthfully, without Ty
No,
Johnson.
he's
I mean,
not.
other than Tony Pollard, I mean, who else do the Titans have? I mean, I feel like Jeremiah Love would be
Tajay
the
Sharp, I
greatest
think his
weapon.
name
Yeah,
is.
Tajay
Oh, yeah,
Spears.
Tajay.
Tajay
Tajay
Spears.
Oh, Tyler Spears.
Yeah.
Tyler
And then
Spears.
they drafted, I don't know how to say his first name, Khalil Mullings.
Yeah,
Running back
Kal-El
from
Mullings from Michigan.
Yeah.
He's got a
But he
little
only
something.
he only got 3 carries last season, so
A little something. He's a platoon
you could-
back, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
could
I could
also
see
make-
the.
Lions this year.
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will.
Last year.
You could also make the argument that the Giants drafted Saquon and then Daniel Jones, and it didn't work out that way. But I think Cam Ward is he deserved to be drafted 1 overall, and then Jeremiah Love, just a 1-2 combo of Cam Ward and Jeremiah Love, that would be amazing.
Love's arguably the best prospect in the draft. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
That's my
Yeah,
point
not
for
disagree.
drafting him. You
I
know?
ain't disagreeing with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Tyler
it
definitely.
would be
Running back room
it
would be a
kind
little
of interesting.
crowded. Yeah,
Yeah, out of all the teams we've named so far, I definitely think the Titans could move the furthest up in these rankings. So they could be one of the biggest risers. I
I
think.
agree,
in this-
and I
agree.
would
Sure.
guess this is what you had. We have him at 27 consensus, Jason.
Yeah, consensus 27.
Yeah, no, I mean the Titans, depending on Cam Ward's improvement, I mean they could be a top 20 team easily.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, don't you gotta remember with some of these teams at the bottom here, a lot of them get last place schedules, so there's gonna be a couple surprising teams that rattle off 7-8 wins
Yeah,
around here. And I think Tennessee is probably the team I think we could all point our finger to and being like, hey,
So
they
the
could
other
really
thing I'll
do
bring
it.
up is their coaching hires. I mean, they have Robert Saleh and they have what's the guy's name from the Giants? I mean, they have defensive coordinator, one of the best. Yeah, Brian Dable. They have one of the best defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators coaching their teams in the past 5 years. So the Titans have something for this, and I think
real
what
real
they need to
structure
do
within their
is they
coaching
need to
staff.
live with the Lions' philosophy of hiring Dan Campbell and then Ben Johnson, and then what's the defense coordinators for the Jets right now? I need to stick with that philosophy. Aaron Glenn. They have 3 great coaches on their roster, and they need to stick with that, and they need to stick with that for 3+ years at least, and hope that they can find a philosophy under Cam Ward and whatever they decide to build around him at this point.
Yeah, that'd be the hope, obviously, but I'd assume if the offense really picks up, I'd assume Dable probably gets looked at for head coaching jobs again within.
They will,
years,
but
yeah.
I think they have at least 2 years with this coaching staff.
Yeah, I think there's at least a 2-year guarantee there before Dable starts getting looked at for jobs again. But you never know. I mean, Cam Ward could explode onto the scene this year, and that offense could take off depending, like you guys said.
Dable could get poached right after the season. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, this definitely could be.
I don't think there's much of a cast around Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons, basically. I mean, those
You're
are
not
the
wrong,
2 best
but-
players,
You're not wrong, but they also did have the first pick last year. So I mean, they gotta build. It's gonna take more than.
That's why I was going to say. I
Commanders-
agree with Mike that they have a chance of being, of the teams we talked about, making the biggest jump up. I would say either them or the Browns. Kind of depends what they do, what both teams do in the draft, and then how that transitions onto the field that season. But it's still like it's going to take some time if it's not, like Jason said, some explosive start from Cam Ward where it's like, oh shit, where's he been all year?
Yeah, they can't afford a slow start.
Hang on. So my comparison is, how the Commanders, they change up their entire coaching staff. They got a defensive coordinator for their head coach, Dan Quinn, and then they got an offensive coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury, Commanders basically drafted Jalen Daniels, and then they went to the NFC Championship that year with a new coaching staff. So, similar to the Titans, they drafted Cam Ward, got a brand new coaching staff, and who knows where they go. And same with the Bears. I mean, they drafted Caleb Williams. I know he spent a year in Chicago, and then they hired Ben Johnson, and they went to the divisional round?
Yeah, I think
they barely beat the Packers. I mean, I understand it was a crazy year, but something could happen like that with the Titans.
I somehow agree with your point. I just don't think Tennessee has enough talent filled out on the team yet for that. I think the Bears, for example, had more talent on the team already. There's some guys a little more. I just think those other teams had more talent already available to them, where Tennessee still trying to build up that talent. But I do agree with the coaching staff point that you're making. I really think they're building a real coaching staff there to get behind Cam Ward, and it looks like they're really putting something together. I mean, last year was just, we can all say it was a shit show.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever they had going on, shit show.
So maybe maybe my better comparison is between the Titans and the Bears, because the Bears sucked when they drafted Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
and then they got a new coaching staff.
Murdered that season.
Yeah. And then they decided to turn their franchise around. And maybe they had a lot more free agent signings, but at the same time, they had a brand new coaching staff, similar to what the Titans are doing this year. So that's kind of where my thought process comes around. They could still be terrible. The Titans could still be terrible this year, but I think Cam Ward is one of the best prospects we've seen in the past 3 years. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Dable can actually do something with it, with Cam Ward, because from what it looked like, it seemed like he really did like Jackson Dart in New York, but he got fired, so you can't keep building when they tell you, hey, we don't want you anymore. So being able to go to Tennessee with another young quarterback in Cam Ward, I think him and Cam are going to be able to put something together. Like I said, maybe not right away it works out, but hey, game 5, game 6, we start seeing the plays starting to come together. Like, okay, hell yeah, this is what we've been practicing. Like, but I really like the Dable sign and Robert Saleh.
Yep, Robert Saleh. And you know what? I want to say, Jack, you make another great point, because in his career, Dable coached Daniel Jones, who had basically a breakout year last year. And then he also coached Jackson Dart, who was one of the, there were a lot of good rookie quarterbacks, but he, at some point, showed out for the Giants last year.
Yeah. He did. He had
so Dable has that coaching.
Dable was also with Josh Allen, too. No?
He was.
Yeah,
he was.
On the Bills.
Yeah.
He was with Josh Allen.
When Josh Allen was drafted the Bills, that's a good point.
And I think the Titans are in a good spot where it's like, if they have a bad season, it's not like, get out of here, Dable, you weren't the answer, and they'll start looking. I think that if it's a bad season, it's a bad season. We're on to next.
Yeah, there's no crazy expectations.
Yeah.
While we're still on Tennessee, before we move on from them, I want to throw this question out to everybody. Do we see Tennessee as a move down candidate in the draft?
From 4?
Go ahead,
Jack. Do we think we could see them move down?
I mean,
I want to hear it.
I could. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll go real fast.
I think out of the top 5, in my head, I'll explain it like that. In my head, out of the top 5 teams, I think Tennessee would be the most likely team to move down.
I guess the better question would be, who do you think moves up?
No, I agree with Jack.
The issue.
Yeah,
I think if the smoke is real with Jeremiah Love going to Tennessee, I think Washington could get desperate.
Okay.
I know Washington has a lot of interest in.
They don't have their second, and they don't have a lot of draft capital.
Yeah, they only got.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, but Washington
do it is the issue.
I don't either, but Washington could be one of those teams. One of those teams in the early. I'd have to think. Does Dallas do something crazy?
No,
I mean, they do
I
have
don't think
12
so.
and
Maybe.
20.
I think Dallas likes Devontae.
I do too, but you gotta like Jerry Jones runs the show over there. You can never be like
Yeah, you can
if
never
Jerry
be
Jones
sure.
if Jerry Jones falls in love with Jeremiah Love, he'll move up for him.
I just personally think the Titans need to stick and pick because they're in a spot where they're going to be able to take as close to a blue chip as this draft can
Yeah.
give, and not even just Jeremiah Love. They could go with Sonny Styles. I mean, I don't know if I would, but they could go like a Caleb Downs or something. You know, they could get like one of those types of players at that spot. I hear your point though.
Yeah, I mean,
If you can't trade down and get a haul, I think it's not a bad call, but.
Yeah,
would
my
take
only
the player.
purpose is I just think they'd be the only team in the top 5 to really consider it.
Like,
That's
yeah,
fair.
if the Cowboys offer me
Yeah,
12
I don't
and
think-
20
I don't
in a
think-
second, hell yeah.
I think Arizona's too
Taking that.
talented depleted to think about moving out of 3. The Jets, I think, are pretty locked in who they're going to take at 2. We know the Raiders are going for Mendoza, and then I think the Giants are going to take Caleb Downs.
The more I think about it, the Cardinals do love them a trade down, so they might be the most likely team to trade down.
They do love to do that,
They
yeah.
love it. Monty Ossenfort loves to trade down.
I just think they're
They
too
shouldn't
talented
though.
depleted.
I understand your point. I'm just saying the
Yeah,
GM
they're too talent depleted.
GM
Yeah.
does love to trade down, so he could be in for it.
26,
Fucking men.
going to the New York Giants.
Finally,
Okay.
I'm finally not on point. All right, pick somebody. My bad.
I had the,
Well, let
I
me
had
hear where you had them then.
Oh,
yeah,
me?
let's hear Ethan.
Yeah, where?
Yep.
I'll
It's the
be
first one
honest.
you're off.
I know. Yeah, finally. It's almost
Yeah,
like I
finally.
put the script in. I mean, what? No.
Work your list.
I had the Falcons here, and I had the Giants at 25. And my thing is with the Falcons, we'll talk about the Falcons when we get to their consensus more. I'll make a quick point. Are they really gonna Michael Penix off a bad knee injury off his what is it, his 5th or 4th in the last how many years?
4. Yeah,
Four,
yeah.
yeah.
He's injured both knees twice.
I
separate
mean,
occasions.
or Tua. Like, I get it. Bijan's a beast. Drake London, love him. Kyle Pitts. They got weapons. They have talent. I think it's going to be very similar to this year where they're going to just fall out of the race early and then plummet. But anyways, we're on the Giants.
No,
I
go
had the
ahead.
Giants
Go
at
ahead.
24 instead of 20. Well, I had the Browns at 26. I think that the Giants, I put them at 24 because I think with getting Cam Scatterboo and Malik Neighbors back for Jackson Dart, that really helps the offense tremendously. As we already talked about, Dable being able to help develop Jackson Dart, that's just going to help him succeed more. With them having the 5th pick in the draft, again, like we were talking about, gives you a chance to take a blue chip. Like, whoever, defense, offense, I don't think they'd go offense, though, so probably a defender. If Sonny Styles is there, maybe a linebacker. If he's there, doesn't get taken by the Cardinals or Titans if they end up not going for a running back.
Yeah, forget what I said about Caleb Downs going to New York. It's Sonny Style.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, and I think that would help out their
7.
defense a lot.
That front seven,
Again,
holy cow. They got to take a corner in the second round, and that defense is...
yeah,
They
that's
can
another team
shoot up the board, yeah.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. That's another team where it's like not right away. You know, they could still be the Giants, but they have a high chance of jumping up the board. That's why I kind of gave them that little bump already and put them at 24 because I was like, all right, you know, they're not terrible. Like said, I put the Saints at 28. We haven't even talked about them yet, so I'm over here in my own little world about them. So when we get to them,
Dude,
we can have conversations.
Maybe I'm delusional because we got swept, but I Saints are a little higher for me. Honestly, we haven't gotten to them yet in my list.
I just think the
Shuck.
Travis Etienne signing isn't all that, you
Man,
know.
I love it for Shuck, dude. He had freaking. All right, we'll talk about it when we get to the Saints. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But
The G-Man.
yeah, I put the Giants up a little more.
All right.
You got anything?
I got something to say about the Giants right now.
Here we go.
So, but the Giants, I believe, finished 4th in their division. They're going to have a 4th place schedule this year.
Mm-hmm.
They are correct.
I believe that Jackson Dart played a pretty damn good season where he could have been top 5 in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting
Yeah, he probably
if he had
was
stayed
he not?
healthy.
Oh, was he not?
He probably was.
Oh,
I
he
would.
probably
I would
was.
guess he was.
If I had to guess.
That's just kind of my position. I understand Offensive Rookie of the Year doesn't mean a whole lot, but I'm not taking away anything from Tanner Ryan.
No, you
Not
are.
at all.
You are. Just keep it pushing.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but no. This year, Offensive Rookie of the Years weren't absolutely crazy like they were with Brock Bowers. I'm getting away from the point though.
You're right. You're right though.
I think the Giants, if they draft the best defensive prospect, which is either Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles, and they contribute to that defense with their pass rush, their secondary, whatever it may be, I think that defense could be top 3 in the league next year, and I think Jackson Dart could make that offense a top 10 offense in the league, and I think the Giants could sneak into the wild card. That's where I think the Giants are.
Impossible.
I put them at 26.
I think that was my hot take for the first
It was.
podcast.
It was.
You're probably right.
It's hot take that the
But-
Giants could be a wild card team next year. And
Yeah, but then I
I
changed
put
it
the
that they'll
Giants-
win the NFC East to make it hotter.
agree here that they're like
That would
they're,
be crazy.
They're a receiver and a quarter away
That
from
would be
being.
crazy. I still
not
think
being
Eagles
great.
are
They all
up
agree
top.
Yeah.
Here's a question: If let's run the scenario: Tennessee passes on Jeremiah Love. If you're the Giants, are you like, hey?
You think
Yes.
about it. You
Yep.
certainly think
Yeah,
about it.
No.
You think about it. You think about it.
Let me tell you something right now. You think it? I'm basically comparing them to the Lions at this point. You have Cam Scatterboo, who is a bruiser at running back, and then you have Jeremiah, who is all around great running back.
Smash and dash.
Imagine you take him, and then when Cam Scatterboo is nearing the end of his contract, you trade him away for what, a 4th, 3rd round pick, however well he plays. I mean, that's basically what the Lions did.
Yeah, and
You
I think that's important for Jeremiah Love as well. I'm not saying he can't be a lead back because he was essentially the lead back at Notre Dame, but because of Jadarian Price, it was like I don't know the exact stats, so I could be way off, but it was like a 60-40, 65-35 kind of split. So I think he will thrive in a system. I mean, Titans could give them that too, because Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears, they can play. So they're not going to just not play them. So it'll probably be about a 60% snap share for him as a rookie at best. And I think that's best for him because of his explosiveness. Let him use that more often where he doesn't have to like kind of tempo because he's going to get 22, 25 carries. Give him that 14 to 16, 3 to 4 catches. I feel like that's how you best utilize him.
Can see it. No, so my thing is, if you're the Giants and you're looking at recent success, I mean, you look at the Chiefs and the Eagles in last year's Super Bowl, and you look at the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Patriots, all contenders for this year's Super Bowl. The defense is what led them there. And I mean, I think if you have a rookie quarterback on a second year as the Giants and you don't improve the defense, you are going the wrong direction. I could see them taking Jeremiah Love. They had a lot of success with Saquon Barkley, but I think there's more investment that you need to make in the defense and basically the offensive line. And I think they've done that, especially with the offensive line in recent years. No. So the Giants could have something going for them next year.
I agree. But I do think they take Sonny Styles. I think that's a good move.
I'm with Jack.
I think they're real comfortable with Scatterboo. I'm just saying,
I agree.
If they were able to, I could see a dual back threat. A lot of those sets going with Jeremiah Love and Cam Scatterboo because he run that triple option a lot. But
Jackson Dart can move himself.
He runs a lot.
Yeah, but didn't he have like concussion or two last year.
Yeah, he only played
I feel
like
Yeah,
Two
I
or
feel like
three.
I feel like they definitely are going to try and protect bro a little more than not run
he only
triple
played
options.
5 games last year, so
Yeah, I definitely don't think they're going to be trying to do.
I
See,
hope
with
not.
Harbaugh.
Quarterback power.
But they got, but well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, they got
See
new
what-
coaching. They got a new coaching staff, so we'll see what the offense looks like.
If Harbaugh thinks he's going to turn Jackson Dart into his Lamar.
Lamar, no way.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
I don't think so either, but
I doubt that.
we'll see. All right. So we covered the Giants at 26. Jack, the team you were just yelling about that you don't like. Yeah, 25. We got the Saints. I know you two are very opposite up top here. I think there's some potential in the Saints. With I think weaker division, a second-year quarterback that really showed a lot of signs as a rookie as being a good quarterback in the NFL. Olave, full year healthy. I think they could use some work at the number 2 receiver spot for sure. I think they're in play for Tate if he slips down to them at 8. I don't think their defense is awful.
Not awful, no. They play hard, man.
Terrible. They play hard, exactly. I do remember, I mean, the end last year, I do remember specifically the Bucks they held to 17 points. They played Carolina really hard
Swept us.
throughout the year. Their defense competes. I think there's a lot of intrigue with Chuck. I think he can really step
I
up.
can agree with that.
Here.
I put them so low though, just in case he can't have a or not. I don't want to say a repeat because you always want better, but at least the same caliber season as he did last year. I was within the mind that it's a fluke, and going back with I don't think the signing of Travis Etienne Jr. and that's how you say his name. Found that out actually. Yeah, it's not ETN.
We all did.
Yeah. I really like the signing, and I think he'll do well, but I don't think he's just now like going to be the needle mover to really get the offense flowing. Like you said, Jason, wide receiver 2 is kind of a toss up. Chris Olave is great having, but then that goes back to having, you got to have Shuck be able to throw it. And if Shuck gets hurt, you have Spencer Rattler throwing the ball. So it's like, you got to take that into account because Shuck's 25, 26 now? In terms of rookie quarterbacks or rookies in general, he's old. So it's like, he could be one big hit. And I'm not saying like career or any, but one big hit where it's like, I got to get out of the game at least, It's, and then, you got Spencer Rattler and who's their third guy? And Zach Wilson. So it's like,
They picked up Zach.
Oh,
yeah, so your quarterback room is Tyler Shuck is your best option. But I could see it turning around. I do like Kool-Aid McKinstry and Jonas Sanker, the rookies they picked up. I think they'll develop well in the secondary, and that gives you big hope there.
That's part of why I'm so willing to let Taylor walk.
They got pick 8 this year.
They could go plenty of ways. They could go Bain,
I was thinking
Makai Lemon.
I think if Tate's there for them, they're kind of best player available.
Yeah, if he falls, I think he's a lock, and I think Ruben Bain's probably number 2. Because especially
they're a move out candidate 8 2 for me. I think they can move out at 8 if there's nothing.
Yeah, they could.
There.
If somebody wants to move up.
Yeah, that's where I think
for sure.
Another one of those trade out teams could be 24. Atlanta. I'm gonna personally say it. I think this is a team that's gonna end up being the fallers on this list.
I could see it, man.
I think they're gonna fall to the bottom this year.
We got to see the quarterback situation because I mean I have Atlanta and the Steelers and the Vikings right by each other because who knows what that quarterback situation. I mean, if Rodgers comes back, the Steelers will go to the top of that 3. But I mean, as far as the Falcons go, Tua did not look great last year, and Michael Penix is a walking knee tear. So we really can't trust him. I just don't understand what they have going on. And then the Vikings, we'll see how Kyler Murray plays. I definitely think they have a lot of upside. They can be some of the biggest rises as well. But in terms of the Falcons, they have some of the best weapons available to a quarterback in the NFL. But it just depends on if that quarterback can get. So we got to see how Tua looks. I don't think they brought Tua in to not play, but I also don't think they have given up on Michael Penix, so we just got to. It's definitely going to be a competition in camp. We just got to see how camp goes.
Because of the weapons they do have, I put them 2 spots higher. I have them at 22. I just think especially because
they have is their weapons.
Bijan really surprised me last year, and if he can replicate that season, that's already you can have who will kind of play like shit if Bijan's running all over the defense. Drake London also made some amazing catches last year. So, again, that's a throw up a 50-50 ball. It is a 50-50. He could catch it, could be a pick. That's why we'll have to see. Olamide Zaccheaus, getting him from the Bears, he did have a lot of drops for us, but he still is a decent. Don't.
No.
Yeah, I'm not high on Zaccheaus at all.
I'm sorry. They're going to have to draft a receiver either the second round or third round, to be honest. I think they're going to have to a Skylar Bell, something like that.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm not saying he's a trash player. I mean, I watched him.
Yeah, he's not the worst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have him as your 3rd or 4th option, it's not the end of the world, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's 2. I kind of might have worded it that way because I only talked about Drake London.
I was about to say, that's why you worded it.
No. I was like, sorry, I didn't mean that. I was thinking more like maybe a slot or like the 4th guy on the option for it. You also still have Kyle Pitts, too. So, and finally, it's kind of shaping up, at least in fantasy-wise. So let's keep that up.
Yeah?
No, I mean, in my opinion, the Falcons, I think they have some of the best offensive weapons in the league. But at the same time, there's, like everybody said, there's the big question mark at quarterback. But I think Tua, I think he can get back to form at some point. But at the same time, it's not going to be early on in the Falcons' offense. And if they decide to bring Penix in, I think this could possibly be the worst team in the league at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what
sucks. It sucks that they have Bijan and Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and those guys are like super high prospects. But the fact that they're just on basically one of the worst teams in the league, it sucks. I wish we could see something better out of the quarterback position here.
Of course, Panthers fan doesn't want to see that.
I do not. Yeah.
We know you don't.
Yeah, I know.
Let's leave my bias out of it, though. That's fair.
It's okay. You know what, Ethan? No. I understand that you want to be the best fucking NFC South team in the league.
And we own the Falcons. It's cool.
Catch a match team.
Well, didn't you go 0-2 against them?
No, you mixed it up. So it's funny. We went 2-0 against the Falcons. The Falcons went 2-0 against the Saints. Saints went 2-0 against us. So we all own each other in some weird triangle. It's very weird.
Yeah, that was how the Panthers won the division.
That's why I don't have a single. That's why I don't have a single NFC South in my top 15. I mean, I might actually.
All right, cry some more.
Why me? Yeah,
I do. All right. I have the Panthers in the top 12.
23. I don't have a ton to say about this team either, because I just think they're going to be the epitome of mid this year. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll let somebody take the forefront on this one.
I don't have much to say. There's nothing that excites me. There's nothing that disappoints me about that team.
Main thing I'll say is who's going to be their quarterback. That's the biggest.
I mean, if Aaron comes back, it's Aaron. But if not, I think Will Rogers is in line, or not Will Rogers, Will Howard.
Will Howard.
I'm thinking of Will Rogers
You're
from good old Mississippi State. Shout out.
I think this. So I had the Steelers at 20, and I had the Saints here at 23.
I had them at 19.
I think for me, I'm operating under the assumption, and maybe I'm incorrect doing this. I'm operating under the assumption Rodgers is playing next year, and I think Pittman added to that receiver room, a little Pittman DK duo. I like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best wide receiver duo in football, but I think that's certainly a lot better than DK and Calvin Austin. So I think they're making strides. They got Rico Dowdle blanking on their running backs.
Hang on.
Who they had? Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. Yep.
Defense. I mean,
Okay.
T.J. Watt, Alex Hyde. I mean, if they have a decent draft here, like at 21,
Joey
you
Porter
can-
Jr. has been amazing too.
Yeah, if he's on his game, he's ball. If he's not penalizing, then he's balling out. I think if they have a good draft, like at 21, and I don't think a Ty Simpson pick is horrible. I truly don't, especially if Rodgers is going to be there this year. That's somewhat you let him sit. Obviously we know Rodgers is not going to be, the guy who's going to love him and be his best friend ever, but just watching the guy work, you're gonna learn some things, and that's something you want from a Ty Simpson. I don't know if that's who they're gonna pick or even maybe who they should pick, but I don't think that's a bad pick.
I'd probably be on the side more so that they don't go there with their quarterback of the future this year. I'm assuming they want Will Howard to eventually.
I think they gotta give him a look. Yeah, I get that.
I agree.
From everything I heard from coming out of Pitt, they seem to really like him.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
Developing
thing. I've
him,
heard
yeah.
that they like him.
Yeah, I assume Will Howard will be the starter if Rodgers is not there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, there's nothing that excites me about this team. I just think their offense is meh. I think DK and Pittman can be cool. I don't think DK was anything overly special last year.
He was not.
Yeah,
He was
so
not.
I just
Hang
think I don't know. They're a very middling offense to me. That the defense is cool. They got some pieces there, but I mean,
So hang on. I want to say something real quick about the receiving core. Why did you get rid of George Pickens? Like, I understand that George Pickens wasn't living up to expectations, but you got rid of him on basically a rookie deal, and then you brought in a player who was of the same caliber as him, and then you decide to trade for another player who was the same caliber as DK Metcalf and George Pickens. Like, he is a jump ball guy. He is not a route runner. I mean, yes, he runs routes really well, but at the same time, it's just like, why not get a fucking slot guy? Like, Calvin Austin wasn't fitting the cut. Why not go for the guy from the Colts? What's his name? The white guy, Alex
Josh
Pierce.
Pierce is a deep
oh,
threat.
Pierce. Yeah, Pierce is a deep threat. He's not a slot.
Exactly.
Oh,
No.
That's the same.
Pierce has to play the outside.
DK Metcalf, jump ball receiver. George Pickens, jump ball receiver. Michael Pittman, jump ball receiver. Same caliber for every
Pierce
player.
is also somewhat of a jump ball receiver as well.
Yeah,
Who?
Alec
Pierce.
Oh,
The reason why
Alec
he had
Pierce is a deep threat.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he's
are we
64.
doing the same thing on both sides? You want to get different skill sets. Michael Pittman is a better route runner than DK Metcalf, that's for sure.
100%
So
without a
it's gotta
doubt.
be-
That's guaranteed.
He's going
But
to be
he's
the guy
still-
running those
He's
routes.
still what, 6'3"?
I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
size-wise,
he's jump ball.
you have that option to
their
throw
game's
him
not the same.
50-50, but yeah, you have that option with Pittman to throw 50-50s because of his height, but he's a good route runner.
He's got a more refined game. That's the
Not-
reason
yeah,
why he
he's
made the
more-
trade.
I think George Pickens is a better route runner than Michael
I also
Pittman.
just
that's
think
that's
George-
basically what I'm saying.
Okay, I
I
don't
also-
disagree with that take. I'm just saying Michael Pittman's got a different game.
Yeah.
I think
I was just-
George Pickens, they
I
probably should
think I was
have.
thinking it with George
Okay,
Pickens.
okay.
I just don't think
So,
they're
like-
ever going to resign him.
That's the problem.
That's where my argument. Hang on, that's where my argument goes though. Like, why get rid of George Pickens and bring in a same caliber guy like Michael Pittman?
I mean, George Pickens already had his issues. with Pittsburgh. He had drop problems, and he already had attitude issues with them. I don't think they really wanted to just continue the relationship anyways. I don't think it really had to do with I understand what you're saying.
No, it makes sense. I know what you're saying.
I don't think they really just wanted to deal with George Pickens anymore. I don't think it was necessarily
I think it was just over, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily like, oh, we're getting a good deal for this player. Let's move on from him so we could go do this, go get the exact same archetype skill set type of player anyways. I think it was just, the relationship was pretty much over at that point.
Yeah, I guess they wanted a fisherman and not
just move on, yeah.
So
I don't blame Pickens. I mean, at the end of the day, George Pickens, how much money did he get from Dallas? 30?
45 mil.
Has he
That was a lot.
Yet?
I think it was big. They franchise tagged him.
I thought they tagged him. Yeah.
Did they restructure
What's that tag?
It was like 45 mil.
I thought he got a deal. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe it's it's probably me.
It might be halfway between 35 and 45.
But still, he's gonna get 35 plus. You're only paying.
No, it probably was 35 because
the extent Pittman for?
got
20?
42 basically.
If I remember, they
signed for 41.25 mil.
Who? Pickens?
JSN.
Oh, JSN.
Yeah, he signed a large. Yeah, so it probably was 35 mil for Pickens. I'd guess.
Yeah, I mean, and the Steelers ended up getting Pittman at 20 a year, I believe they extended him for. This is a team I personally think should be higher. The Washington Commanders. I think Washington's offseason should have solidified them. I think a higher ranking on here.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I think they full on with defense, which is a huge problem for them last year. Their offense can put points up. Even with Marcus Mariota, they were putting up points last year. And I know you could probably complain about the receiving core some, but they put up points. I won't argue with how they do it because the results are there. But that defense was horrific last year. And what did they go to the offseason doing? They targeted defense. They went out. I believe
they got Caleb.
I believe
they got Amik Robinson, Leo Chenal, the bro from the Chargers. I'm not even going to butcher his name. Yes, thank you. Yeah, they definitely address the needs, and Bobby Wagner still doesn't know if he's coming back yet or not. I don't think they've made the decision, or I can't remember who's in charge of the decision, but they haven't made an announcement or something.
Everything I see, Washington fans are probably praying that he doesn't come back. I don't think he was very good this last year.
Yeah, the pass coverage fell off the cliff.
Yeah, I was going to say his pass coverage was bad last year.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't think Washington fans really. But, I mean, in free agency to go get... I'd have to look up exactly what their free agency was, but I know they got 5+ starters on defense.
That's big.
They did.
Yeah, that's big for a team that struggled. I remember they were in a shootout with Atlanta last year. Their defense just couldn't stop anything. Marcus Mariota was putting up points.
Yeah.
And
they're not in a bad spot. And
Daniel's back healthy. McLaurin's gonna have a full year, and he's gonna have a full season to get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's enough to speculate about the Commanders. Like, I understand they have they're picking 8 right now, right?
7, I think.
It'll be 7, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just don't think there's enough to speculate about them, especially with being NFC North or NFC in the NFC Championship, basically.
I'm going to co-sign that. I agree with you, Will.
Like, the defense could step up next year because, I mean, I think Dan Quinn is still the head coach, and he's a great head coach. But other than that, I mean, the offense is really questionable, at this point. Like, what is going on with their O-line? It's solid at best. And then they have Jaden Daniels, who
a good O-line
could be a great quarterback. He proved it for 1 year, but he's been injury prone in the past year. And Marcus Mariota stepped in and did what he did, but for the most part, it's just kind of like the Eagles and the Cowboys, and maybe even the Giants, in my opinion, are still better than them. They're still 3 or 4, in my opinion, in that division.
I mean, I'm not arguing their placement in the division exactly. I don't necessarily disagree that they're still probably in the bottom half of the division, but I think their team's a little more respectable than 22 in our power rankings. I said, their offense, I don't think is as questionable as you make it seem. I think Jaden Daniels coming back is going to be a big help for them. I don't think their offensive line was awful last year either.
Well, no, I'm not slighting Jaden Daniels or their offensive line. It's
No, I think when Jaden Daniels comes back, that should help the team out a lot. I only put him at 25 now because, like Will said, the weapons around him, like Krosky Merritt, didn't have that great, no really star-studded season. He fumbled 3 times last season, 805 yards and 175 attempts. I mean, he only had 3 runs for more than 20 yards. Marcus Mariota had 4. I get that's difference in that, but still, like, from your starting running back, when he's at 4.6 a carry is great. You want that. But it's the same as their backup, Chris Rodriguez Jr., who averaged 4.5 of carries. So it's like 300 yards less, but when you're averaging the same, that's just more or less situational football. Like, hey, I know you can get us 4 yards. Let me throw you in. Instead of being like, we got to put Krosky Merritt in the backfield because he's going to juke, get us 10 instead of the 4 we need.
I think Chris Rodriguez is on the Jags now.
Oh, wait.
He is.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, he is.
Doesn't help
he
the
is.
Commander's case. Not at all.
It's that too.
No, I agree. Listen, I hear you, Will.
Maybe
I just clicked on his profile and it popped up the Jags.
No, they should not be lower, Will, because they might get Jeremiah Love in the draft, or they could get a Reuben Bain. Like, they have they could get an absolutely great player.
Listen, let me tell you something. If they get one of those like blue chip prospects at, I feel like there's 5 guys in this draft. If you draft them, you're guaranteed a superstar, an all-pro player. Like, there's 5 guys, and if they get that guy,
I think they need a wide receiver.
They could figure it out to make it back to the NFC Championship. But
maybe
other than that,
round. Receiver one? Need one, but they might have to wait till the 3rd round because I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Washington seems to make things work with what they have receiver wise, and they still carry. So,
but
if you can get Elijah Surratt, maybe 3rd round. I like.
Yeah,
that.
I guess you could say that.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
What was it, Traylon Burks or whatever, who caught the Odell pass in the corner of the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, he actually had he looked the best he's ever looked in his NFL career. I'll say that.
Yeah, they liked him.
Yeah.
He looked better. Yeah, he looked all right with Washington.
Yeah,
they have Luke McCaffrey.
He's not horrible either. I think
he's not horrible, but he's still like a 5th round guy. He hasn't proved that he could jump up in that draft.
Sure, he proved that he could play as a slot guy. I think he had a solid year.
He went 11 catches for 15 targets, 3 touchdowns.
It's touchdown. Hey,
it's not horrible.
I'm telling you, once Jaden gets back, I think
they'll get better. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, Jalen will make everything better.
There should be a little more respect on them. Also, I want to throw this out there with Washington. They're another big trade-out candidate from 7. They don't have that. They don't have a second. So
I can see that.
Yeah, recouping assets might be a big thing for them.
They might be the biggest one. They might be the biggest.
Yeah, they might be, because I can see them wanting to pick up a 2 this year to get a receiver, and
why not?
Moving down 10 spots to pick up a 2 is worth it for them. They're in a position to do that. Another team. Everybody was kind of up and down. This is our probably biggest up and down team so far. The Minnesota Vikings.
I have them at 23.
Am I the high man?
Let's hear the lowest argument right now. Let's hear Jason.
I think their quarterback room is just such a problem for them, and it's a new regime coming in. I don't think they're going to be very patient with it at all. If you can be mad all you want, Kyler Murray turning them into something just doesn't seem very likely.
Kevin O'Connell is a fucking quarterback whisperer.
Let him go, Will.
Yeah, great. They also got other quarterbacks to compete with Kyler. Carson Wentz is in the room. JJ McCarthy's also in the room. Kyler's not guaranteed a starting gig here. So we can stop acting like that. And we can stop acting like Kyler's been anything good since 2022.
And Max Brosmer, you can't forget him.
I mean, they better.
Yep. Shout out Max Rosman. Shout out Max Rosman. Let's give a shout out there. Their defense, they had to let go of a couple pieces. Harrison Smith also retired. I'm not a huge. I don't think their defense is very good. I just think they're in the very classic blow it up kind of situation, kind of going into this year. If they have a down year, I don't really see this. I don't see this thing sticking around with McCarthy very long. I think they'll try and move off veteran guys very quickly. I think they're another team like Atlanta that this is trending downwards for them. I don't see it going very far up.
I agree. I put the Vikings at 23 as kind of a here's a gift because I see them falling a lot. Just like you said, Jason, I think that quarterback room's a mess. You have Jordan Addison and Jay Jettas, but when you have to switch from number 9, Kyler Murray, Carson Wentz, to figure out which one flows best with your team, I mean, I feel like all 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got a lot of quarterbacks. Doesn't mean any of them are good.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Jones is kind of old for a running back. You have Jordan Mason.
There anymore? I don't even. Yeah, I think he's a free agent.
Yeah.
I don't think he even got picked
Bro,
up.
why did they not update this then? He's still got the
That's
full
on the roster.
logo and shit. Yeah, it says on the roster. He's on the
Oh,
roster.
I was gonna say maybe they did re-sign him then, but I
They
don't
might have.
remember seeing him get.
If he is on the roster, I mean, that's not the best running back. And with Jordan Mason behind, he's not terrible. But, I mean, other than his season in San Francisco, 2024 is his best one, I think.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, he had the same exact season as that, but in 4 more games. It's not as efficient when in 2024 he played 12 games. So
Yeah, their
I think
offensive
that
lineup
offense-
is also.
yeah, other than your wide receiver core, that offense and TJ Hawk, that offense is pretty iffy. And then defense, other than your linebackers of Dallas Turner and Andrew Van Ginkel, I really don't see anything
Jalen
too
Redmond
frightening.
is a beast. Jonathan Grenard is a great pass rusher. I mean, I think cornerback-wise, Byron Murphy out of the nickel, I mean, he didn't have a great year. That's because they asked him to be a number 1. You know what fixes that? Taking a corner at number 18.
If they do that, though.
They could take a corner or a safety, and that's a massive boost for them.
I wanna hear Ethan's take on having them higher right now. I mean, why do you think that they should be at what you said 15?
I had them
Yeah.
at, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is pretty high, but fact of the matter is I think other teams dropped more was the problem. At least on my power rankings. I had other teams they got worse this offseason, where I don't think the Vikings got worse. At least not significantly if they did get any worse, which I just simply don't think they did. Justin Jefferson had a down year because J.J. McCarthy was not, there's no metric, there's nothing you could point to that says he was good. He simply was not. And they still found a way to at least be respectable at the end of the year. I get you could say that they're out of the playoffs, so it didn't matter, but they pretty much kicked the Lions out of the playoffs, beat up on the Packers. I mean, I that doesn't make them 15, but I liked what I saw from them at the end of the year. I think their defense is pretty good. I don't think it's like elite, but I think it's absolutely top half. I think offensively, especially, Kyler Murray has shown, I don't think he's like a great quarterback. We've talked about this previously, but I do think with the Vikings that he's going to be a pretty sizable upgrade over J.J. McCarthy. Now, does that make him a top 10 quarterback? No. But
Yes.
he's not going to be an absolute liability on offense. He's shown he can throw the ball to a number one target and make the number one target successful previously. And all he's done since, and listen, he hasn't been good recently. I'm not going to act like he has been. But Justin Jefferson with Kyler Murray, I mean, I'm not going to act like that's like a dream pairing, like, oh, that's the quarterback I'd pick for Justin Jefferson. But, I mean, Justin Jefferson's due for a bounce back year for that. Like, that's just simply, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah, so let me go now. I think Kyler Murray with Kevin O'Connell and head coach. Like I said before, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league. And
Why?
I think
Why?
What?
I don't understand a guy that has never been top 10.
He
is
has
all of a
been
sudden because
He
Kevin
has
O'Connell
been
is
top 10. I agree.
He's never been. No.
He's been damn close with Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah,
before.
close.
His peak was 2020. He was 28
Listen.
touchdowns to 25 turnovers. If that's
Okay, and who were his top receiving targets that year?
I feel like we.
What? That was his first year with D-Hop.
Yeah.
D-Hop?
Yeah,
That's it?
Prime DeAndre Hopkins isn't good enough?
Okay.
I'll pull
no,
it
he
up.
is good.
I'll pull
He is
it
good.
Have
up.
respect.
Hang
Like,
on.
come on.
20,
All right.
What are we doing?
Let me just make another bold
And then the 2 years
prediction.
after that, he progressively got worse.
Hang on. Let me make another bold prediction.
We're not
Now
making
that
bold
half of
predictions here.
Now that half of my prediction has come right, so Kyler Murray will make Justin Jefferson a 1,500-yard receiver this year.
Oh my
He'll
God.
make Jordan Addison a 1,000-yard receiver, and T.J. Hawkinson will reach 750 plus easily.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you
And
this
he's
right
going to
now.
throw for 30
I don't know if
touchdowns.
Kyler Murray's had 2,500 passing yards in the past 2 years.
He's
you're
as
really,
motivated
like-
as ever, man. He is the most motivated in his career that he will ever be.
I'm on Will's side of this argument. I don't like
He has absolutely no reason to just tank half
He
the
has
season and
motivation.
say, "Hey,
Yeah,
I want to
that's
play
great.
Call of Duty now."
Like,
It's
what
either
is
you
that?
earn more. Dude, he signed for the minimum, didn't he? He signed for a vet
J.J.
minimum.
McCarthy's got a
for
lot of
1
motivation.
year.
He's still
Doesn't
getting
he?
paid, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's still
signed for the
getting paid a
minimum,
lot.
but the Cardinals
Yeah,
are still paying him his contract that he
Yeah,
signed.
he's still getting.
I get
But
that.
there's
I
a
get
new
that.
COD coming out this year too. Probably like no.
Yeah.
Not probably.
Yeah.
There definitely is.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah,
doing
most
it.
definitely. They're gonna make like
Fucking
Black
argument.
Ops 8 or
I know the
something. Come
stats.
on.
The Bengals 20.
Yep.
I had him at 19.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got him at
Yeah.
20 simply just because of the fact that they ain't showing me nothing. They lost Trey Hendrickson. Burrow's
I didn't
probably
mind
going to
their
get hurt
defense,
in a
though.
row. Yeah, they did okay, but I mean, Joe Burrow's probably going to get hurt. If he doesn't, then they're probably going to go to the wild card, maybe the divisional. But I don't know.
On off.
They just got to
injuries.
show me some.
On off injury years. He was injured last year, so he should be here this year.
Yeah, he should be healthy this year. Yeah.
I hope, man. I'm praying.
that is the rule.
My
I don't know.
LSU guy.
I don't have much to say about the Bengals. It's just stay healthy.
I think we
And
all know the
the-
story about him. I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
we know the story with the Bengals. It's stay healthy and they'll most likely be a playoff team. Don't stay healthy. By the way, I want to clear this up because we had the clip where people where I said that if Burrow got hurt, that the season was over for the Bengals. I wasn't saying that their season's just over. I'm saying that the team is over. Like Burrow, bye. Jamar maybe. Bye. T. Higgins. See ya. I don't think there's much of a choice for Cincinnati to go into another year where it's, hey, we might just have, a down year because we're hurt again. I think it's time that Cincinnati is this is the year where it's like we have a bad year because of injuries. We need to start moving off of Jamar. We can't just
I don't know about Joe. They're not going to move off of Joe. There's no way.
So that's something.
I don't know, man.
Another take that I
moved
can bring up.
what?
Maybe a hot take, maybe not, but I could see the Bengals trading T. Higgins by the middle of the year.
I could see that.
By
If it
midseason,
goes bad,
easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said it when they first signed him to that deal. I thought it was. I don't think T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is worth every single penny of that deal. It's just they don't exactly. They never had the money to do something like that.
T. Higgins not a Seahawk. T. Higgins.
We went over it during our free agency recap when we looked through, but I said it. Their cap space is tied up to 5 players, like 50% of it. You're never gonna get super far like that.
Unless
And
everything goes right.
especially with them keep on missing on their first round picks.
Yeah, they need to pray Caleb Downs falls to 10. If he doesn't, I'm a big fan of Dylan Thieneman there.
I do like Thieneman.
I think the safety's got to be or
I
Ruben Bain.
also think they can move down too.
Yeah,
Because they could just use more talent
I don't hate it.
on the defensive end. So option there. 19. This is a team I believe can finish higher, a lot higher. I think this is probably our biggest possible riser. I think they could possibly end up top 5. Things have to go right. The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, fair.
Got them higher.
Things have
than
to
19.
go right for them.
I put them at
Exactly
21.
where I have.
21
things
is
never
not
go
bad.
right.
Hey.
Yeah, I put them at.
I
21.
got them higher.
Ooh.
I got them higher. I mean, I kind of like what they added with Rashawn Gary. I mean, I know he hasn't been too like I know he hasn't been in like true form the last season or two, but I definitely think him next to Quinn Williams and Kenny Clark, they can make some noise as far as the pass rush. Also, Dak Prescott is top 10, damn near, are arguably top 5.
Agreed.
I comfortably say I would say
he's-
top 5 after last year.
Yeah, Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens aren't going anywhere. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, he had a little bit of a down year, but when you're running end arounds to your star wide receiver, they're gonna get hurt. It just happens. You don't need to be doing that. Got hurt in week 2. So I definitely think, and I believe the Cowboys should address their running back situation in the draft. I know Jeremiah Love is the RB1 in this draft. I'm not sure if the Nick Singletons of the world are going to be really really noteworthy.
There's nothing. I mean, Jadarian Price.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, literally. There's like nothing.
There's such a starve for talent that Jadarian Price has essentially went from like a back half of the second round. He's sneaking up to maybe the Seahawks at 32. I mean, I doubt that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
The Seahawks
running backs.
but anyways.
It's brutal, but I think the Cowboys' passing offense definitely could be one of the best passing offenses in the league. And if their defense can hold up a little bit, they were literally the Bears and ever. Like I remember, wasn't there a streak that the Giants, Bears, and then Eagles put up like 45 points on them back to back weeks or something like that? Crazy.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
Yeah, I got it right. I have it right here, actually. Yeah. The Eagles put up 24. They beat the Giants 40-37 in overtime, and then the Bears put up 31 on them. And then they tied with the Packers at 40 the week after.
Yeah,
Exactly my point. So
Yeah, actually, the first 8 games, the first 9 games, they scored 20. Oh, no. Nope, sorry. We're looking at the last game. So, yeah, 8 games, they scored 20 or more.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I just
they have a
think
very
Dallas.
good offense.
They could make some. They could get to a wild card berth, like for sure. Like they're definitely, and I mean, and the Eagles, depending on what year it is and how Jalen Hurts is. I mean, Dallas could. I don't want to sound like I'm not a Cowboys fan, but they could win their division. Like the Eagles aren't like drastically ahead of them. I mean, their offense is questionable, especially if you're looking at last year. So yeah, that's why I have Dallas. So I'm confident in their offense. They had a couple additions.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Mike. Their offense is going to be explosive. It's just is the secondary going to put it together? I think they figured out their front 7. They need to nail this draft. I think CJ Allen at So at either 12 or 20 for them is gonna. I think that would be a good pick. I think they still need a linebacker, but other than that, I like their front seven.
I did. The only reason
I think it's solid.
I put
I
them
think
at
it'll be a lot
21
better than last year. That's for damn sure.
was a lot was their defense, because when their offense didn't score a lot, they're still getting blown out. Like the whole season, in all of their losses, one team did not score under 20 points. They lost 44-24 to the Broncos, lost 27-17 to the Cardinals, 34-26 Vikings, 34-17 Chargers, 34-17
Give it up 34
to
points
the
to Minnesota's already
Giants.
enough. You didn't even
So
have to.
that's why I put them at 21, is because the offense is great, especially with Jake Ferguson. I think he's one of definitely top 3 tight end in the league right now. It's just that defense. I mean, if you're going to keep giving up points, I mean, my team, the Bears, had that same problem. Yeah, their defense led in takeaways, but still, like a lot of those games we won in garbage time, it was like 24-22, 34 to whatever. Like there were some battles in those close games, and you kind of want a defense to be able to hold a team from scoring at least 30 points on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I think we move on here from Dallas at 19. Going to another team where we had, this is a up and down team. The Indianapolis Colts. Some people were high on them. Some people were low on him.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones still. Like, I mean, he played good when he was healthy, don't get me wrong. But, I mean...
Yeah, I need to see what Daniel Jones
and then I think they overpaid for Alec Pierce. I mean, they just reset the receiver market.
Let me
I don't know.
Let me get my
fine with Dallas. He's fine.
Let me get my Glazer ranking out of the way. All right.
Oh, we know why he's high on him. I just now thought about it. Oh God. Oh, Pat, your guy Pat. Go ahead. What did Pat tell you?
Oh my!
Oh, your boy Pat. Your boy Pat.
What did Pat text you on the side about the Colts?
Yeah. So I texted Pat McAfee a couple days ago, and I said, "Hey, we want me to put the Colts in the power rankings," and he said, "Put him top 5." I said, "No way.
You're like, I'm not doing that."
No, are you kidding me?
Can't allow that.
You guys fell off the face of the earth after you lost your top quarterback, but that's my point right there. When Daniel Jones is healthy and they have that great O-line, Quentin Nelson being the fucking corner piece of that O-line, Jonathan Taylor, and they have, Alec Pierce. Hopefully they get another guy in the draft, something like that. They could be a top offense in the league, top 10 easily. That defense, I mean, they weren't, maybe they were top 10, but, they're just on the edge there. That defense, when they perform together really well, I mean, and now you got Sauce Gardner, you got a great defense in Indianapolis. So I think the Colts, they are going to surprise people. As long as Daniel Jones is on the field, they are a top 10 team, in my opinion. I put them at 15 because of the struggles that they had after Daniel Jones left. But when Daniel Jones was their quarterback, they were a top 5 team, easily.
They were.
And that's why I put them so high.
That's fair.
And I think when he comes back, that's where they're going to be.
I think the reason
they're going to be a wild card type team.
I got him at 24 because you're relying on Alec Pierce, who's been a number 2 at best throughout his career, to step up and be your number 1 X. Hasn't done that. Not saying he can't do it. He actually had a really good year. I mean, considering his lack of catches, and he still put up 1,000 yards. I mean, clearly he's a big play threat, so you can't take that from him. As of right now, you got Nick Westbrook-Akine as your other guy outside, and you got Josh Downs, who I like in the slot, but you got to draft a guy, and you don't have a first rounder now. You don't got a first rounder next year as well. O-line wise, I mean, they got obviously you got Quentin Nelson. You're putting a lot of faith in Jalen Travis, who we haven't really seen start because they let Braden
Iowa
Smith
State.
walk. Okay,
For no reason.
So we'll see.
So Braden Smith walked for no reason.
Obviously, I love Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor. I thought Daniel Jones looked well before he got hurt, but he tore his Achilles. So let's
And he fractured. Don't forget, he fractured his leg too.
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So like
That was the original injury. He had a fracture in his leg.
And defensively as well, like you're trading Zaire Franklin.
I don't think Zaire Franklin was overly amazing last year.
No, that's fair, but I mean you're putting
Yeah,
faith
I think
in
he had some,
as
he had
of
some
now,
struggles.
Akeem Davis Gaither. Like I
Yeah.
like Latu, I like Grover Stewart, Buckner. I mean, you got pieces on the D line. I'm not saying their defense is bad. You let Nick Cross walk. Don't really know why.
I thought you hated Nick Cross.
No, it was Cam.
No, Nick Scott he hates.
No, Nick Scott. Yeah,
Nick Scott. Nick Cross is good.
Nick Cross is a good player, and they're letting him walk. I mean, right now it's Hunter Wohler next to Cam Bynum. You're gonna have to get another guy there. So, like, I don't know if they're really gonna be the 24th ranked team by the end of the year, but like the questions around Daniel Jones, he's got to show me something. He was playing really well last year. Yeah.
He did.
And then the thing that people
What do you
miss
mean?
is the game before he like really got hurt. He was having a stinker, and then the previous 2 weeks
Because
before
he
that
had a
already was
fractured
starting to have
leg.
bad games.
I'll defend him on that game. That was
That
the
game-
first game he had played. Yeah,
Daniel
he played.
Jones was dealing
No, the
with
2 games
injury
before,
for
he
the
wasn't.
last 2 games that he played in his career.
Once they figured out
this
Jonathan
past season.
Taylor, the offense fell off a cliff, and that's just a fact.
No, not at all.
That's
Nope.
the truth. It's the truth.
They figured out Jonathan Taylor after Daniel Jones got hurt.
It's I and my ranking is I believe that's mostly coincidence, and that'll prove out this year.
Well, I do think a lot of their offense being selected had to do with Daniel Jones's leg being fractured because he couldn't move.
Right.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to say that's wrong.
And he was.
Here's what I have to say about the Colts.
All right, Will's going to.
If Daniel Jones stayed healthy, the Colts would have won their division easily. That's
they were
guaranteed.
on pace. They were on.
I don't know.
I'll give you that.
Jacksonville was really hot.
They were on pace, but that's what I'm saying. They were on pace. There was still half the season. You're making declaratives when there were still 8 more games to play.
I know, and I mean, you know what? No team deserves that kind of bullshit. I really do think if the Colts stayed healthy, they would have been the winner of that division.
Would you think that if Pat McAfee was a Steelers fan?
Yeah.
I don't think you would.
No, you would have been telling us about how Mike Tomlin being
No,
fired
actually,
is
no,
the
hang
best
on,
thing
hang
in
on, hang on.
history, and
I thought that the Ravens would have won that division for sure.
okay. I mean, yeah. All right, fair.
I disagree. That's why I have them higher on my list.
Oh, AFC South or AFC North you're talking about?
Yeah, AFC North.
Oh. Yeah, I
AFC
thought
South,
they
I
would.
think the Colts would have won, guaranteed, if Daniel Jones stayed healthy.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm with Jason. The Jags got hot, bro. I don't know if that's a lot.
I don't know if it
Tony
was
Khan.
And the
Power
Colts
of Tony
schedule got
Khan.
harder.
power of Tony Khan. See, we can go to 17. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh wow.
Oh, you
What Tampa Bay are we gonna? What Tampa Bay are we gonna see this year? I don't think they're that bad of a football team. I think injuries had a lot to do with why they fell off.
Okay. I mean, I'm
They-
not going to say
they
that's
couldn't be
totally
healthy.
correct, but even by the end of the year, when they were starting to get even more healthy, they still couldn't get it together.
No, even towards the end of the year when they started to get healthy, their defense started to get hurt when their offense started to finally get healthy. Zion McCollum ended up going out.
That's fair,
I
but
mean,
like they're I just think they're more that team. I don't think they're that team at the start of the year that Baker was playing. I don't think Baker's that level of quarterback. I don't think he was on a heater. He was on that MVP level heater the first 6-7 weeks of the season. So he was he was balling. I'm not going to take that from him. He was my
No,
fuck him.
oh,
He was easily.
Why?
I mean, to be honest,
Why?
he was easily my first quarter of the season favorite for MVP. So, like, please don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from the Buccaneers. I just think Mike Evans is gone. Now you're asking Chris Godwin to be an X or a Emeka Egbuka, something they haven't been again. And I understand that's like a little bit overstated, to be honest, because the way you can move formations and take people on and off the line of scrimmage, you can easily hide if someone can't get off press or stuff like that. So it is a little bit overstated. But I think someone's gonna have to step up in that offense. I understand Mike Evans has been hurt. So you got Egbuka's Egbuka fell off in the second half of the season. No other way to put it.
But I just questioning the weapons.
I'm questioning if I am
They have a
questioning.
number one.
Yeah, and I'm questioning
more
if they're going to be able to stay healthy.
Oh,
It's a mix.
well, yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different than
Godwin's
I
never
was- I
been a
think
number
you're-
one.
No.
Egbuka's never been a number one, and to be frank, like I said, he fell off a cliff in the second half of the season.
I think they have enough. I think they have a collection of enough good receivers that I don't think it's a huge issue that they don't.
Even
I mean,
with
Jalen
Mike
McMillan's
Evans
got to show
gone.
me something coming off of that injury last year where he just didn't really play a lot last year.
You know what?
Cade Otton had spots, but he definitely was not consistent.
I want to fight for Igbuka's case real quick.
And
Because
real quick.
JSN was never a number one option before.
Okay, that's JSN. Are you really going to compare him to Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Igbuka? Yeah, they both went to the same college, didn't they?
Yeah, but JSN's the best receiver in football.
yeah, and Buka was like.
We're not going to just
Right.
loosely
Buka was
compare.
cool for like
Anyways,
5 weeks.
Whatever you say.
the Buccaneers defense, while healthy, I'm not going to act like it's terrible. Fact of the matter is their front seven ain't anything to write home about. They have no pass rush, really.
Well, Levante retired
I mean,
too.
Now
they have no
Levante's gone.
Yeah, they have no depth. That's the problem with their
and
defense.
they're gonna. I mean, if they get like an Akeem Mesidor, I love that for them because since they're they are win now. Like if they don't get it done this year, they're a tear down candidate. Fire Todd Bowles, not tear down all their young
Baker's going
guys.
on to the last year of his deal.
Well, yeah. So then they just won't re-sign him,
Oh.
and then they probably are just
Yeah.
gonna be back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they don't trade everyone, but they're definitely gonna get rid of Todd Bowles if they don't. I mean, they're gonna have to win a playoff game or two. Like just winning the division can't be enough for that team.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I mean,
100%.
they got to stay healthy. Obviously, I didn't even talk about the running backs. I love Bucky Irving. Rashad White being gone though, so they're gonna have to. Sean Tucker's gonna have to step up. I do like Sean Tucker too. So like, I honestly like their running backs. I think if they run the ball a lot, I like their offense because you don't put as much of a onus on Baker to make so many big throws a game. If you do limit it a little bit, I think he's going to be more apt to make the big throws. But last thing on the Bucks, I think Jamel Dean leaving is, I mean, it's not like a backbreaker, but now it's going to be Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morris and two really young guys on the outside who they're going to have to step up. And I thought Jacob Parrish had a really good year, to be honest, last year, but Ben Morrison was a little up and down. So we'll have to see it.
He was great.
That's like probably one of the only areas with Tampa I'm not overly concerned about them developing. They develop corners well.
That's fair.
I don't know why, but they develop corners really well over the past 5-6 years. So
Carlton Davis is a good example.
I put them at
Carlton Davis is up
14.
in-
I guess more of a spoiler for ahead because I see them as the second best team in the NFC South. I think we might get there. We'll see. Unless you've been paying attention, then you already know. But
we're skipping over that team actually.
I think Baker. You're right. Baker did have a pretty shaky second half of the season, but he still did have some games where showed he had that first half season Baker in him. Like against the Dolphins, threw for 346, 2 touchdowns, also threw for 2 picks, but.
Yeah, in a game he didn't play well until the second, or no, was that the first half where they blew the game?
Might have been.
They went up early and then he just fell off the cliff late.
Yeah.
He played like shit in the second half, I believe.
Yeah. So I hear you, but
it still gives
okay. Here's my gripe here with Baker. If you're gonna expect him to return to MVP form from the first 7 games of last year, then yeah, you're gonna probably thinking in the way of Ethan of what the Bucks are going to be. But I think you kind of need to be realistic on what Baker is and what he's been for the Bucks over the past few years. He's been somewhere in the range between a top 7 to 12 quarterback, which is a realistic range for him, and I think that's all they really need him to be. Now, the problem is that he wasn't consistent last year. He showed up the first seven. Yeah, he showed up the first 7 games of the season, and
That's kind
as
of
soon as the injuries started piling on, his inconsistency started to show.
It's kind of the problem with his career. He's never been consistent. The one year he was consistent was when he took the Browns to the playoffs.
I think he finally shown consistency over a couple years in Tampa. I think last year was finally the breaking, the year where it started to fall apart.
I mean,
and I don't think it mostly was his fault. I mean, I think you have a little gripe against Tampa because you're a Panthers fan, but I think Baker's been fine. More than
the roster. I'm genuinely looking at the roster. I could have had, if I'm having a gripe at anyone, it would have been the Saints. I would have had
I'm specifically just talking about past years on Baker, though.
Oh,
I'm not talking about going into this. I think Baker's been consistent.
No, dude, I've been a massive Baker fan. He's had a shoulders issues for how long? Those don't go away. As a quarterback, they don't go away unless you take that time like Drew Brees took. I mean, how long was he out? I can't even think of it off the top of my head. But
Brees out for a while.
I don't know, man. I mean, we don't have to go on and on about it forever. I mean, obviously, if everything goes right for them, they're dangerous. And like I said, if they have a good draft, and Jason Light, their GM, is known for having good drafts, you got to give him that. At least recently. I mean, he hasn't.
Yeah, Jason Light's a good general manager to me.
Well,
he's high up to me.
I was like, so we'll see how everything goes. I could absolutely end up being wrong, and I'll come right out and admit it if I'm wrong. I got no problem doing that. But I don't. We'll have to see this year.
The Ravens.
Oh yeah, I think I'm the high.
You had him 11.
Yeah, I'm
11, Mike.
I have him at 11.
Jack has him 18.
I want to hear
I got him
Mike
at
and Jack.
11. Man, come on, man. Shout out Lamar, man.
For sure.
Lamar, healthy Lamar, literally 2-time MVP. Should be 3-time MVP. I just cannot rave enough about Lamar Jackson and his ability as a football player. The plays that he makes on the field, nobody else can do it. Zay Flowers isn't terrible. He makes some questionable decisions, but he is a great athlete, a good football player. And Derrick Henry. He had an off year, but an off year for him last year was 1,400 yards and I think 16 touchdowns. Like, let's come on now. And their defense, Kyle Hamilton, still one of the best safeties in the game. Go ahead, Will. What's your rebuttal to that? Because I mean, they're realistically, Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback when healthy.
So yeah, my point is, what quarterback won the Super Bowl again? What was his name? Sam Darnold. Right?
Yeah, Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. What does that have to do with the Ravens?
Same draft class?
Oh, I'm just saying. How many MVP awards does Sam Darnold have?
Right, but according to, thank you.
And I mean, at the same time, how many times has Lamar Jackson made the Super Bowl?
Hold on, but according to you, Will, didn't the Seahawks have like the best defense in the league this year, or generational defense?
Well, they had, I think it was like the second or third best defense.
Right, and hold on. And when's the last time? Right. And hold on. When's the last time a team with a bad defense has won anything? If we go back years, we can go back as far as we need to go. Every team with the better defense in the Super Bowl has won the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Lamar Jackson this year, even when he played, I mean, because Lamar Jackson was hurt a decent amount. The Ravens defense was terrible.
Yes, I agree.
The Ravens defense was terrible. So, and if we look at Tom Brady's if we just Tom Brady Super Bowls, he had a top 10 defense every single time he won a Super Bowl. The one time that
You're right.
the
Yes.
one of the like 3 times that Drew Brees had a top 10 defense, they won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You cannot win anything without a top defense.
Not with that
When-
Ravens.
When the Packers beat the Steelers in a Super Bowl, the Packers had the better defense at that point. Clay Matthews,
Yes.
Charles Woodson, like
Yes.
AJ Hawk, like every single team that has won a Super Bowl has had a top tier defense. There has not been
Yes.
a bottom tier team and so the Ravens bottom tier defense this year, and they hurt Lamar Jackson
2 years ago. Best
Two-
defense in the league.
The
Baltimore
Ravens?
Ravens. Yep.
No. 23. Yes. 24. No.
23.
24.
I'll
Their
give you
defense was
that.
not good.
I'll
Was
give
that
you
3
that.
years ago? Then
Yeah, their defense
Yeah,
hasn't
but
been.
I'll give you
not
that.
defense
But
for
I'm
years.
just saying, like, but I'm just saying
Why didn't
for
the
your
Ravens win the
for your
Super Bowl?
Sam for your Sam Darnold argument, yeah, because I mean he had some bad games. It definitely happens, but I mean once again, bro is what 27, 28. When he made the mistakes, he was 23, 24. Like
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're not. There's nothing wrong about your argument at all. It's just that you are arguing the same facts that basically are the difference makers in the Super Bowl. And yes, Sam Darnold is a 27-year-old quarterback, 28, 26, whatever it may be. But Lamar Jackson was at the same point in his career with one of the best defenses, and he didn't finish the
that's
job.
fair.
And you could say the same
I get
thing
it. I
for
get it.
Josh Allen. You
Right.
could say the
But-
same thing for Pat
But
Mahomes.
you also have to remember,
You could say
if
the
you're
same
comparing
thing
to Sam
for Tom
Darnold,
Brady.
nobody,
Never been in that position.
no other quarterback in the 2018 class outside of Josh Allen was Stephon Diggs, maybe had a caliber of receiver as JSN.
Yeah.
The Ravens have not had a receiver as good as JSN the entire time Lamar has been on the team.
With Zay Flowers.
Before Sam Darnold got to the Seahawks, there's not been.
I mean, he
receiver
had
who's played
JSN and he had Jordan Addison. Hang on. All right.
Okay, yeah, he did have Justin Jefferson. He did have. I'll give you that. But Sam Darnold is the Super Bowl is the one that we're comparing. Nobody else outside of Sam Darnold has had an elite wide. I mean, outside of
Jalen Hurts. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith last year.
Oh, they're talking about your elite. Oh yeah. Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. But once again, Jalen
How about
Hurts isn't in this.
Stafford with Puka or Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase and T.
We're
Higgins?
talking about the 2018 class. We're talking about 2018 class right now. We're not talking about.
Okay, no, I thought we were talking about
talking about the 20.
contenders.
No, we're talking. We were just honestly comparing Sam Darnold to Lamar Jackson with the Ravens. We're talking about the Ravens right now. I just think if Lamar Jackson had a JSN on his team and Lamar Jackson was healthy, or had I believe the Ravens are. I'm just confident in Lamar, man.
No.
Lamar.
I love Lamar Jackson. I think
Yeah,
he should have a Super Bowl.
I like Lamar, man.
Hang on. Let me just say. Imagine if Mark Andrews caught that pass, that 2-point conversion in the end zone.
They would have lost to the Chiefs.
Perfect.
Yeah, they probably would have lost to the Chiefs again.
Jack, you got anything you want to add?
I was just gonna say my pointing them at 18 was you got to have a healthy Lamar to be back to your level. Even though Tyler Huntley, at least he smoked on my team, so wasn't expecting that. But guess he's not a terrible backup if it comes back to that. Zay Flowers is a good number one, but I have old man D-Hop. Yeah, so it's like
Not with Zay Flowers being the number one. If if he's gonna be a receiver on a championship team, number 2. I'm not with him as a number 1.
I'm with you on
Facts.
that.
I'm out as him.
I'm with you on that.
I'm a Ravens
But-
Jordan Tyson kind of guy.
Yeah, they need
That
to
wouldn't be a
respect
bad pick
that.
at all. That would be a
If he could
bad
stay,
I
I
think-
mean, that will add to the
think-
Ravens if he could stay healthy.
I think Zay has proved in past playoffs that he can't be a 1. can't
That's
handle it.
fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just which is
Yeah.
kind of a point on that. Like Mike said, Derrick Henry had a off year, but his off year wasn't really a off year if you look at it. So he gets back into form. It's kind of a lot of reason point by 18 is a lot of what ifs. You gotta let everything get back into the Ravens you were, especially with new coaches taking the helm and Declan Doyle and Jesse Mintner. So, with new coaches comes a whole new game plan, even if something was working in the past. I'm not saying they would, but coaches do have a chance of being like, hey, we're going to do it my way. We're going to try it this way.
That is
I think
one
that
of
happened.
one of my biggest takeaways with the Ravens is firing John Harbaugh and bringing in a not great coaching staff too. I mean, I will say that. I mean, you had a guy basically who was a Mike Tomlin who led you to a winning season every year. And then you bring in a new coaching staff, and you don't know how they're going to perform under Lamar Jackson and, Zay Flowers.
I'm kind of with you a little bit. The only thing I'll say, I like Minter. I think he'll be fine as a head coach. I didn't really understand them not going for an offensive-minded head coach.
Yeah, I mean, they basically went from a CEO to a defensive coordinator,
Yeah, I don't really understand not going for an offensive guy. But I do still like Minter. I think Minter is going to be good. Hopefully he can figure
Minter a whole lot.
defense, but the defense just outside of Kyle Hamilton and Trey Hendrickson's
Roquan.
cool.
Yeah.
I think Roquan is getting a lot of reputation.
Under Minter, he's going to be.
I don't think Roquan was amazing last year. I think he's
but under Minter, holy shit, he's going to be top 3 linebacker.
Yeah, I think he'll bounce back under Minter, but I mean, I just think he's getting a lot of reputation love this past year. I don't think he was as good as.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think he was as good as he's been in past years, but the whole Ravens defense wasn't good. So I mean, it's not a huge knock on him. The team above them, Kansas City Chiefs.
I'll go.
What?
I'm out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's on your mind? What has you believing in Kansas City?
Obviously, I only got them at 10, so it's not like I'm gonna say like, oh nope, that was just a blip. They're gonna win the Super Bowl next year. I don't think they're gonna be like a real legitimate top flight contender. But I think they're going to compete for a wild card. I think they'll be in that running for sure, especially if Mahomes is going to be on track to be ready early, if not to start the season. Don't get me wrong. They got a lot of... Travis Kelce's a diminishing asset, to say the least. They don't really have a number one receiver. I like their pieces, so it's not like they don't have anything. I like Kenneth... I'm not going to act like Kenneth Walker's like a fix-em-all. But I like him out of the backfield. You can, obviously, you still want to pair him with somebody else so he's not getting all the work, or he will probably for sure get hurt considering his injury. Yeah. So you're gonna wanna have like a. I don't know if I'd want a Kareem Hunt personally, but
I think they still have Pacheco.
No, he's a line.
No, he's a Lion.
Yeah, you're right. He's line.
He's on the Lions.
So that's a little bit of a rough loss considering that, but and then defensively, I just think the fact they have that number 9 pick, and I understand like rookies are not always a guarantee to like contribute right away, but like if Reuben Baines falls to them, dude, oh my gosh, like they have so much possibility to add like legitimate contributors now, not just guys who are going to sit on the bench. That I think they can. I think they're still going to be able to at least be competitive. I acknowledge that I could be pretty high on them. Initially I had them higher, but then I like started thinking, I'm like, I don't think they're going to be better than some of these other teams, so I moved them down a bit. But I I think Patrick Mahomes has been considered one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league for a while. But like he makes things happen, and I think especially with the good draft, they're competing for a wild card, if not the division. I don't know if they'll win it, but I think they're in competition.
My thing with them, to counter what you're saying a little bit, Pat struggled last year because of the receiving core he had.
No, he did
I
not
don't
have a
think
good
he
year.
was. Yeah, and
By his
they've
standards.
done nothing. They've done nothing to it,
Yeah, no, you're right.
which is concerning to me. Which I don't know if that means they think they're targeting receiver at 9, because I don't think a good enough receiver is going to fall to them at the Rams pick down there at 31. So I don't know if that means, hey, we're going to target. Their free agency losses were big. They had to cut Taylor. They had to. Did they cut Tranquil? Did they end up keeping Tranquil?
That's a good question.
I'd have to look it up. I don't.
He wasn't
remember.
good last year anyway.
I know they lost Chanel. They lost Brian Cook.
Yeah,
Right?
Yep.
Traded away McDuffie.
Traded
Watson.
McDuffie. Yeah, I just the defense isn't.
I think they still have Tranquil.
Spags is still there, and I know he can create. You know, he has a great scheme there, but
The way they develop
talent,
corners, I have faith that their corners.
I have faith in the
decent.
corners for sure. But I just think the talent's starting to thin out defensively. Offensively too. I mean, the talent in Kansas City is starting to run thin, and
that was the only
Pat Mahomes is the
good
only thing
piece.
keeping them, up in these rankings to me. He can make magic happen. So, we'll see if he can have another season of it. But I mean, if they don't address, receiver in the draft, I think it's going to be a rough year. I think we could see them dropping on this list some.
Oh yeah, I mean if Mahomes is not up to his standard, then they could be in trouble.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough season for them.
That's the other thing too. If Mahomes isn't ready to go, I mean, not to bash the man, but Justin Fields is your starting quarterback, and if any of his last season showed, he is not going to lead the Chiefs to a victory.
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to bring up too. Let's find out. Let's say we find out Pat's not going to be ready till week 6 or 7. If Justin Fields goes out there and they start the season 1-5,
yeah, I'm gonna look stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying. No, I'm not saying just off that, but I'm saying like
Justin Fields is not Patrick Mahomes. We can say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're in trouble if he has to start more than like a game or two.
At that point for them.
If he has to start more than like a game or two, they're in trouble.
It's like your game plan better be use Kenneth Walker the whole time.
Yeah, he couldn't even use Garrett Wilson. Is he really going to use Rashee Rice and
and Xavier Worthy?
Like no, man.
Yeah, no. Let's move to 14. Detroit Lions.
Yes.
I have them at 15. I had them at 13, 15.
So not too far from me.
Listen, they're I don't think they're going to win the division. I think it's going to be either the Bears or the Packers who win the division. But at the same time, I think the Lions have enough talent to go right back to the NFC Championship. That's guaranteed. I mean, whatever they do in this draft, it's going to be a question mark for sure. But I feel like Dan Campbell has the well off idea of what he wants to do, and as of right now, it's kind of Jared Goff's offense, and Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the guy who helps them along. Other than that, the defense is a bit of a question mark. I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to come back, and he's probably going to be one of the top defensive line prospects, or the defensive line players of the year, for sure. I think he might be in Defensive Player of the Year voting. I think he'll be top 3 easily.
Yeah, he should be.
Other than that, I mean, what are you doing in defense? I mean, it's gonna be a difficult year for the Lions. But I think with the coaching, I think Dan Campbell is a goddamn good coach, and I think he's gonna do something that
He's a fantastic
surprises
coach.
everybody.
Dan Campbell's fantastic. Yeah, the defense is pretty concerning outside of Hutchinson.
Yeah, they lost a little bit too.
Yeah, they did lose a couple pieces on defense.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. I am really intrigued to see how Jahmyr Gibbs does with a full workload now.
Yeah.
I think
That's gonna be
if
fun
he
to
stays
see.
healthy, he's gonna be the best running back in the league.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as you got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, your offense it's gonna move the ball. So
I like Pacheco
Yeah.
for him.
the
too.
Lions, they'll score points.
Yeah.
That's no question. I mean, I've had to argue this for a while now. Jared Goff's, been 4,500 yards, 30 plus
Yeah.
touchdowns, 3+ years now in Detroit.
The thing is, does anybody know? I don't even know. Did they change their offensive defensive coordinator this year, or is it kind of the same as what they're doing last year? Because those guys kind of ruined where the Lions should have been. Having Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, like that made the Lions for sure.
I mean,
The fact that they left,
kind of. I mean,
it's
do
different.
you remember the
It
play?
really
do
is.
you remember the playoffs? Ben Johnson was trying to get too tricky against Washington.
Well,
and that contributed
no,
to Jared Goff
you're
being-
not wrong. You're not wrong, but same.
Yeah, there's-
like
I wouldn't say like it was like their end all be all was them, but
they were a huge piece in the success of the team.
I think their pick at 17 will help a lot. I think they'll probably go defensive with it.
Ooh, they got to go offensive
think they
tackle, in
should.
my opinion.
I think they need a lineman. They need a tackle.
Who do they got?
A tackle?
Yeah, they got
They
Sewell
need a
and who
tackle.
else?
Well,
They have
they-
Sewell, and they don't have the right tackle right now.
Yeah,
Decker
yeah,
left.
the,
No, they don't have a left
yeah,
tackle.
yeah.
Sewell's that right?
Yeah, because
You're right.
Decker left.
So I'm
I
gonna be
forgot
honest,
about that.
that
Never
kinda-
mind.
Oh, Decker's
Never mind,
gone?
That kind of
Yeah.
That
They-
kind of
they
limits
cut
your
Decker.
pick at
Yeah,
17.
yeah.
I think
I
Caden
completely
Proctor's
forgot about that.
up there. Monroe Freeling if he falls there.
I think that's a damn good pick. Caden Proctor can play tackle.
I mean that kind of sucks for him defensive wise, but
Mhm.
because I was thinking like you get a front seven guy that could help. You have Jack Campbell and linebacker. He's decent, so
That's fair. Second round, you can get Anthony Hill Jr. at linebacker. You can hope a Jacob Rodriguez falls to you. I don't think he will after the combine, actually showing that he's got the athleticism because his production is first round level. The question was always combine.
Yeah,
or
it
his
was
athletics.
whether he was going to be able to cover any tight ends or running backs.
Now
in
we
the
know
NFL.
he can. At least he has the
Yeah,
athleticism
no,
too.
he is-
So
Yeah, he's athletic.
he could sneak into that back end of the first round. I don't know if he'll be there. So Anthony Hill Jr., maybe a Josiah Trotter. There's some picks there if they want in the second round.
Yeah, I have to say. By the way, them not getting any of the tackles on the market hurt them too,
Big time.
yeah.
because they had the money to go out and get a tackle.
Rasheed
Yeah.
Walker.
And
I don't know why they didn't
Yeah,
get him.
they could have got Walker at a cheap price too.
Not sure why they didn't.
And and
Who did
they-
get him?
the Panthers.
1 for
Panthers,
4,
yeah.
up to 10.
Yeah,
million.
he signed a
One for
1-year
4.
deal.
1 year for $4 million.
Wow, that's a great.
Which is why I'm
Dan
surprised.
Morgan.
I mean,
Dan Morgan, wizard.
yeah,
Man.
Detroit could have offered him a multi-year deal and easily probably could have picked them up.
Oh, he would have
That-
taken
that
that
would've
for
been good.
sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No way he would have been like, let me take this 1 year prove it deal,
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me because now, like you said, they're limited at 17. They have to go tackle. They can't
got-
improve the defense. So the defense is just going to be, as bad as it was. But I think there's internal progress they can make. The offense still should be shining as usual.
Mhm.
I don't think anything's going to change there. So we'll see what happens with Detroit this year. We're gonna go
All right.
up a spot, getting off of Detroit. Ethan, I want to kick it straight to you with this one. You're the absolute highest on this team.
Oh,
You put the Houston Texans at 7.
holy shit!
Wow.
Way low. What is wrong?
Yeah,
That's
we all had him
arguably
at
the best
21.
defense in football. Arguably the best
Listen.
defense in football.
I know what you're saying, but goddamn, that offense has so many weapons, and CJ Stroud has not lived up to expectations
In 2
after
games.
rookie year.
In 2 games.
Rookie year, he was the best rookie quarterback you've ever seen. Since then, I don't know what happened with that offense, but it has not been good, not at all. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Mixon
Isn't
retired
Nico
now, or
Collins
he's off the team.
I think he's off the
Nick
team.
Chubb is
Yeah, they
terrible.
got David Montgomery now. They got David
Yeah,
Montgomery.
they trade for
I
David
think
Montgomery.
running back's fine.
And
what,
Woody Marks?
Montgomery's
You know
good.
what? I do
You
like
remember
Woody
Woody
Marks,
Marks?
but you know what? I may have put them too low on my list, but at the same time, it's just like, come on.
I mean,
Texans.
listen.
I mean,
Here's
Are
the
you
caveat.
basically saying you're that low
They
on
got
him?
and I like the Texans because they added Reed Blankenship to their DBs. They got Stingley, Reed Blankenship. They got some solid pieces.
Reed's
I
white.
put him at 11
Reed's white. That's the only
off
problem.
this maybe
He's
CJ
not
Stroud
supposed to be
struggle.
The caveat.
I
I'm
think-
sorry.
I was just gonna say with Nico
Jeff.
Collins and David Montgomery, I think those are 2 good weapons. Where even if CJ Stroud struggles a little bit with your top tier defense you have that showed in the league, I mean, they should still be. Like I said, I put them at 11, so just outside top 10. But I could easily see him being a.
I have them at. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
He still has Nico Collins. He still has Jaden Higgins, and he still has Tank Dell, who will probably come back this year. But at the same time, CJ Stroud has been an embarrassment for the Texans.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, you're
I don't know
he
about
was an
that.
embarrassment
That's
in 2
gassing it.
games. I'm
Yeah,
telling you
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I don't know about that. I mean, he went to the playoff. He went to the divisionals 2 years of his 3 so far.
Davis
Like,
Mills did his
He
job
wasn't awful.
as good, or
Yeah.
if not better, than he.
You're not
He simply did not
wrong.
have a good year
But-
last year. At least,
Yeah, he didn't
especially
have a
by
great
the
year.
standards.
Pause.
Look, but he didn't have a great year, but they still went to the divisional.
All right, no, I mean, I'm just
all right.
putting him low because I don't think CJ Stroud has it. He's either going to be a franchise quarterback for the Texans next year, or he's going to be a trade target like Kyler Murray was this year.
I think the defense is good enough where they're gonna be in enough low scoring games where they're. The reason I have them so high is I'm just betting that that's an anomaly the way that CJ Stroud played. I mean we have not seen that from him before. It's not like he does that every time he goes to the playoffs, So
I might have made a mistake in putting Texans so low because their defense is top 5.
I would say it's the best in
Yeah.
the league, truthfully.
But at the same time,
I'm
I do not like CJ
to
Stroud.
be honest,
I don't like him.
I feel you on the CJ Stroud. I had them ranked at 17. To be honest, I would move them. I have them behind. I think I'd move them to 14, and that would be ahead of Dallas and the Chiefs for me.
Yeah, I could move him to 15 or 16. I could see.
Yeah, I think I can move them to 14 because their defense is nice.
I did.
Yeah,
have
that's
them
nice.
really low.
That's the
Another-
thing.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
And that's why I had them at
the top
17.
10 for me because that
Well, yeah,
defense is good enough to carry them places.
dude,
Yeah.
and
It's just the
the
question
game
mark
against
is
the
CJ Stroud. That's it.
Yeah, because even in the game against, I'm looking at this game against the Steelers where they beat them 30-6. CJ Stroud had 1 touchdown, 1 interception for 250 yards. Woody Marks scored a touchdown, and Christian Kirk was the one that caught the touchdown from.
CJ Stroud
CJ
fumbled 5 times.
And the defense had 2 touchdowns off of the Steelers. Their defense scored as many touchdowns as their offense did. Like, that's amazing. That is what you dream of getting from your defense. Yeah, there's does it say?
And
if it was a
I
pick
think
or
another
not?
thing, so we don't, or at least I guess to
Yeah,
my
it's good.
point on the Texans is with Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, those are 2 rookie receivers coming in. I think another year of chemistry with him and CJ Stroud. I mean, Tank Dell coming back, like you said, hopefully. I mean, I think
Iowa State.
I just think he's gonna be better. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. And listen, if he lets the playoff games get to his head, then the Texans are gonna like I said, their defense is still good enough where they're not gonna be a just straight up bad team. But They might not.
Hell, the Patriots
Yeah.
playoff game is a prime example of that.
Literally,
CJ Stroud went out there. CJ Stroud had 6 turnovers, and they still blew him out by 24 points.
And now they
Yeah,
can run the
that's
ball.
crazy.
Now they can
Yeah,
run the
now
ball.
exactly. Now
Yeah.
they can now they can even win the possession battle.
So I simply
And
put
nine
7.
clock,
I think
which is
is pretty fair. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's
Which-
high, but I think it's fair.
I also want to say that I think a lot of contributing struggles to CJ Stroud was a very limited run game.
Literally.
It doesn't help when he's forced to throw the ball as much as he had to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, Woody Marks had his moments last year, but I don't think he was amazing as a rusher.
He's not really a lead back. He's more of a third down.
Yeah, he's not a lead
guy,
back.
you know?
Nick Chubb, you obviously you saw the regression.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Love Nick
So
Chubb, man.
now give CJ Stroud a run game and let the field open up for him a little bit.
I think David Montgomery.
I think you'll see better results.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I still miss David Montgomery, man.
I don't blame you, dude. He's a good player.
We are going to go on to the team that I think has pretty much just the same question mark going into this year as the Texans, I would say. And that's going to be the Carolina Panthers. And for me, it's going to be, is Bryce Young going to step up? Is he going to have that career year? Because I think that's what the Panthers are going to need to catapult them into the next tier of teams. I don't want to speak for everybody here, obviously, but I think we probably all have a similar idea. I think the season, succession is just based on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing for them. They have a real defense. I really like it. The run game is good.
The addition.
I really liked your off-season.
Chuba Hubbard.
moves. Yeah.
Healthy
I really
Chuba
liked
Hubbard
your
next year.
additions.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks healthy too.
About time, baby. Come on.
We'll see Jonathan Brooks in action next year as well.
Oh.
So that's going to be an interesting thing to see.
And then also, who you guys take at 19? I mean, have you heard anything? Have you seen anything? Who do you want the Panthers to take at 19?
Yeah, actually, I
help
do.
best fit?
You probably read a lot of Carolina intel.
Yeah, like little draft projections and stuff.
Anybody they're targeting specifically yet?
They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty close to the vest on it. Honestly, I wish they weren't.
I was gonna say they don't leak a lot from what I remember.
I know, like they've been talking to Jacob Rodriguez, Kenyon Sadiq, I believe like EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, I think Thieneman. I don't think Thieneman will make it, but Omar Cooper Jr. I mean, they're talking to. They got their idea of their own board. They, unfortunately, like I said, they're a little close to the vest. So I wish I knew more. Who I would want. If somehow Dylan Thieneman fell, I'll take that.
Guys, he's saying he wants Thieneman so bad because of how much he hates Nick Scott.
Wait,
it's not even their biggest need. He just hates Nick Scott.
Panthers fans have warped their brain because of the poor safety play in the past however many years, that because Nick Scott looked better than he did last year, that all of a sudden that he's good.
Did Nick Scott make a play in the playoffs? He made a play in the playoffs.
Where it freaking lobbed right into his stomach. Like, I'm not. It sounds like
you gotta make a play on the ball. What do you mean?
I want my team to be good. And if we have a safety who's not going to consistently take bad angles and is not going to forget where they are in coverage at times, that's simple. But anyways, that's why Thieneman. Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., those are names I want because, listen, Xavier Legette, Yeah.
Ralph.
Listen, Kadoosh, like he or Kadoosh, my bad, I fucked it up. But
him and his southern accent.
He's
eating raccoons or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
We're eventually. I mean, listen. The reason I got the Panthers as the number one team in the NFC South. I mean, obviously we won the division at 8-9, and we had to rely on the Falcons to beat the Saints in the last week. So you could easily debate other teams, and I'm not going to say you're crazy. I think we are the best team in the NFC South. I mean, Devin Lloyd coming in, easily going to be just a huge difference maker. I said it before that he's going to be our best linebacker since we had Luke Kuechly. I mean, we haven't had anyone like him since Luke Kuechly. Really, not saying he's going to be like Luke Kuechly, by the way, but like we just haven't had a good inside linebacker in so long. I mean, Jalen Phillips, if he could stay healthy, is going to be a big addition, like our best pass rusher by a country mile. The caveat, if he could stay healthy. I guess I won't run through the whole roster, but the reason I think I was the low man is because, I mean, the teams above, I just don't like have the level of question I have about Bryce Young. And me as a Panthers fan, I think I'm more confident in Bryce Young, but me like being analytical, taking my fan brain out of it. The fact of the matter is like, and I do blame a lot of it on Dave Canales because I think he's a good head coach, but the play calling I think has just been lackluster with Bryce Young. The fact that he handed off the reins to Brad Idzik, and we brought in a Darrell Bevel to help out a little bit with formations and get some schematics going. I think that we will improve, but Bryce Young hasn't produced the way that you'd want. I mean, it's just I'm holding back a little bit, but I am very excited for the year, and that's why I have.
Big question with Bryce Young going into this year is he going to throw downfield?
I mean,
that's it.
He's the best PFF great, and obviously I know somebody down there is going to get upset.
He was great when he threw downfield last year. He
top
didn't do it.
Top rated thrower, 99.7 throw rate, big time throw rate.
Yeah, because I believe what did he have, like 20 attempts over? I'd have to look at the stat, but he had a very low attempts over a certain amount of air yards, and it was
Jalen Coker as a deep ball receiver. I mean, if you just watch the games. I mean, whenever we call the street crowd, his ability to get off the press and Bryce Young's ability to just put that in the bread basket, the thing of beauty.
I don't think Bryce can't throw a deep ball. That's not my problem at all. I just think sometimes, it's just will they let him?
He was reluctant as a rookie. Yeah. I think he's gotten better as it, but they didn't let him last year. A lot of the stuff was just quick little dunks. Like, what are we on 3rd and 8? Like, come on, let's try to get this first down. But anyways, we don't have to talk about my team forever.
Well, as I was saying, that's just my big thing with Carolina. I like what they did in the offseason. They added to a good defense already. Let's see if Dave Canales will put some trust into Bryce Young. If he does, they can make a running as a better team in the NFL. Mm-hmm. If the trust is as it was last year, I think we're going to start talking about another quarterback in Carolina possibly.
I mean, when that extension comes up, I mean, we'll have to see how it comes. I think it's still a year away, I believe. Like, I think we have this year to play, and then I believe it's extension talks, and we'll have to decide. So, because we did accept his 5th year. I'm trying to think of the years. So 23. So no, he'll have one more year after next.
Yeah, next year will be his 5th year. That's what I think. I think they'll start talking.
So next year's his 4th, and then the year after that would be his 5th year.
This upcoming year is his 4th.
Right.
This was his 3rd year.
Yeah. So then he'll have one more year of play where we don't have to.
Yeah, after the season, right?
But it's not a good sign if we make him play on his 5th year. Not a good sign.
That's where I'm at with it. I think there's a possibility we could be talking about Carolina looking for a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm. I can hear that.
Let's move up to the one spot below the top 10. Is the Philadelphia Eagles at 11.
Ooh, I had the Eagles at 11. There's another match.
I don't really have too much to say about the Eagles.
I don't either.
I kind of want to see them get off of AJ Brown. I'm kind of tired of hearing about that. Like,
that's
every season he's like
without him.
Yeah, 100%. But just like every single time, it feels like every other week, it's like, I don't know about being here. I got a book because they ain't using me. I got to keep my mind busy. We won the Super Bowl, and I just feel like it lasted 3 days, and that's all I needed. All right, bro.
I'm sick of hearing about AJ Brown.
Yeah, go ahead and get a second rounder for him.
He's pretty annoying.
But I don't know because I feel like they could get like I'm not sure. I don't want to say Jalen Waddle's better than AJ Brown, but Jalen Waddle's younger than AJ Brown and a whole lot faster. So
And he's not going to the media demanding the ball.
Yeah, that too. That too. So I don't know if he's going to demand if he's generating that kind of value from other teams, but I feel like that's what the Eagles want from other teams.
Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say it now. I'm gonna just be honest. As of right now, I think I'd prefer Jalen Waddle over AJ Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
It might
like
be. It's probably a
depends.
hot take. Yeah, but
it depends.
I think I
don't know if it's hot.
It's definitely arguable. Like it's not a hot take.
I
It's
kinda
definitely
prefer-
arguable. It's
I think
not
I prefer
crazy.
Waddle at this point.
It's definitely not crazy to
think-
say.
AJ Brown in Philly has been mostly a deep threat guy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
He hasn't been a huge high volume, reception guy
Well,
in Philly.
I hate to.
And obviously that contributes to him demanding for the ball a lot more, but
I hate to preview my quarterback ranking, what we'll do in the offseason, but I think that has a lot to do with if your quarterback can't make the throws, then your route.
Yeah,
you're not going to get
that's-
exactly.
that's what I was going to bring up was Jalen Hurts. Really depends.
Or won't make the throws is his problem, really.
Is he
He's
going to
talented.
go back
His
to form?
willingness.
Because looking at his last season, he only had 6 games above 200 yards. And
I'll give him a slight pass. Who was it? Kevin Patullo? I think in
Yeah,
the playoff
Kula
game,
was there.
their playoff game, the first half, it was like 70% of their routes were hitches. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man?
Yeah, it was
Give
bad.
the Niners the game. They could have won that easily.
yeah.
But then again, I mean, like you said,
Then again, that play calling doesn't help with AJ Brown.
Make certain throws.
Yeah, I mean that's the yin and the yang of it. It's like, what am I going to call? How am I going to call an in breaking around 15 yards in if my quarterback's not going to step in and make the throw? Like,
Oh, that's the thing. I've argued that with Jalen Hurts. I mean, they just need to move on from this AJ Brown thing. Move on from it. I think they need to just come down on the price, get over with it, draft a replacement, move on. Other than that, they look good. I mean, their defense should be pretty good. The rest of the offense looks good. Saquon should hopefully bounce back.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, for a down year, he still had a decent year.
Yeah, it was still safe.
Their big, X factor is going to be Hurts. Which even still, even for as many complaints that I'll have, he still can take you far enough.
I mean, we've
He's
seen
still
him. He's
Super Bowl MVP. He's gone to
capable of
Super
winning a
Bowl.
Super Bowl and being the reason you win that Super Bowl. So
I have my issues with Jalen Hurts, but he still can. He still can win.
I think
My issue
that's why
isn't
I'm
necessarily with Jalen Hurts. I mean, even when he has those, lackluster performances, they're winning games, but they're not losing a bunch of games. They lose winnable games, but they lose winnable games. But I mean, it happens with every team. I really need to see a little bit more from Saquon Barkley. I know he had a Super Saiyan Herculean season in 2024, but the way that he was performing this year is honestly unacceptable.
Yeah, some stinkers.
Yeah, he had some terrible games.
I say
yeah, but
I don't think it was awful, but I mean, he just there was just a big, he had some games where it was very 20 yard game, low.
It's just like it was just like he was so in 2024 he was so here, and he just took such a big drop. He was just went from great to semi mid. He didn't go from great to good. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry, for example, he league leader in rushing down year, runs for 1,400 yards. This year.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's what I was
Saquon ran for 2,000, and I think what did he run for this year? I don't even know. Not
1,500.
Yeah, I don't even think it was that.
Derrick Henry.
No, I'm talking about Saquon.
Oh, Saquon? I don't know the exact number. He was inconsistent. He was too up and down.
I think they have to use Devontae Smith more too. He did not get.
I feel like they've been screaming about using Devonta Smith more for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and I don't
solid-
know why they haven't done it.
I think that's a Jalen Hurts issue.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's-
So Saquon Barkley had 1,100 rushing yards this year. Also,
Yeah,
he
so,
had
like,
he,
it's not
he also
awful,
had
like-
I think he had 100 less carries than the previous year. So like, I guess he didn't have as much. They didn't put as much load on him, rightfully so. He almost had like 400 or 500 touches last year.
We are on 10 now. The Green Bay Packers.
that's where I had him.
At 10, ew.
I had him at 12.
I have him at 13. Can't finish games. That's my main thing.
Oh yeah.
That was
End of the
Will.
season.
Yeah.
End
Well-
of the season, they showcased that
My
very
big
clearly.
Special
I
teams
think
big
Green-
problem.
Yep.
Micah Parsons' leg is tore up.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Don't know if he
Tucker
could have missed
Kraft
any
to
time.
perform as well as he did when he comes back from injury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The positive that we have with Green Bay going into this year is Jordan Love.
Big
very
time.
solid.
He
Solid.
looked fantastic
He's
last
decent.
year. He played damn near top 5 up until Micah Parsons got hurt.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily add any like. I mean, Javon Hargrave from the Vikings is a pretty good add, but I mean, outside of that, they didn't really add any like showstoppers. I don't think personally.
I don't think they
Listen,
need.
Malik Willis sucks if Jordan Love gets
But they
hurt,
lost.
though.
They lost a decent amount though with Romeo
They did.
Dobbs, John Gary, and
Got Romeo Dobbs.
Quay Walker too. So I mean, they lost some key pieces.
Quay Walker was like a bit unnecessary for them because they had him on the inside and he's not good inside.
Yeah, that's fair, but
He needs to play on the
I just
outside.
they just don't finish games, and I think that's such a big problem. And then, yeah, I just
It's the only issue. Yeah, that's my only like big gripe on them. Is it just
like Jordan Love is this great QB, but they were up 21-6 against the or 28-6 against the Bears at some in
Floor.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Probably.
don't know what LaFleur's still doing there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
either.
thought that would have gotten him fired after
I
that.
thought
game.
so too.
Second
Josh
half of that
Jacobs is a
game,
great
Packers
running
fans are
back,
gonna yell
though.
at me, man.
I'm so
I don't care what the
jealous
they
of
need
Josh
Jacobs to
Jacobs.
bounce back this year.
They do
do.
need him to bounce back, but
He
when
needs
if
to
he
bounce back.
does,
He was not-
he's
he
a
was
scary
rough
running
this year.
back. He did
Yeah, I
have
don't know. That, and the offense is just too inconsistent. I got to see more from Golden too. And
They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
give him enough opportunities.
they didn't get, but I feel like they're going to get. Yeah, no, that's
gotta
exactly what
show
I'm saying because
Well,
they
yeah,
got rid of Dobbs, so I
Yeah, that's
assume
the big
they're
reason
expecting
Yeah,
more
so now-
from
what Christian
from,
Watson's
Golden.
your one.
Christian Watson or Golden is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
Watson's
or
one, Golden's
yeah, I was
one,
gonna say,
two.
probably
Reed,
Reed's their
Watson for-
slot.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
that's why I was okay. That's what I thought.
I like Jaden Reed.
I like.
I do.
Reed.
or maybe you could switch Golden and Reed because I mean Golden is kind of small, not necessarily small, but he's not huge.
He's like 6 foot.
I want to say
I think him
they're
and Reed are the same size.
healthy for a whole year.
Reed's like
They
5'11",
give them
5'10".
I thought Golden's like 5'11".
No, I thought
6
Golden was 6 foot, 6'1".
Like- I thought Golden was closer to like 6'1", 6'2".
You know,
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't be watching hella Packers ball, so I could be wrong. Don't come for me, Green Bay.
It should.
Um,
You know, you speaking on their team.
He's 5'11".
Matthew Golden.
5'11".
Oh, wow.
See what I tell you? What I tell you? What I tell
Some
you?
combine probably gave
Come
him
on
6
now.
foot on some BS.
Come on now.
Hey, my bad.
Come on now.
Yeah, ESPN reports 5'11".
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, that's all I,
ESPN be some bullshit.
look, that's all I got to say about the
Yeah,
Packers.
I do
They
like
need to
6
finish
foot.
games.
Yeah.
Jordan Love needs to show me something in the fourth quarter.
I don't even think of Jordan. They just got to finish games. Jordan loves.
Yeah, I just think the team as a
Look,
whole.
look, the team as a whole, but look, at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith and them are going to be like, Jordan Love didn't do this. Jordan Love didn't do that. on Twitter, they're gonna
I
be
don't give a
like,
damn what
Let 'em.
Stephen A.
Yeah,
Smith
let
gotta
'em.
say.
Who cares?
I'm just saying,
Damn what
I'm
Stephen A.
saying
Smith
general
gotta say.
Twitter. Look, did you not hear the rest of the statement? Him and Twitter and NBA
Yeah.
and NFL's Twitter are gonna be like Jordan Love didn't
Wow.
show up, didn't finish this, didn't do that.
All right.
So it's gonna be on Jordan Love at the end of the
You're
day.
Ryan Clark.
You're getting paid $50 million a year. It's on you at the end of the day.
At this point, for them, to me, it's health.
Yeah.
Just stay healthy.
Yeah,
They're gonna try their
yeah,
best.
and that was my
Stay healthy for
point.
them.
Yeah, well, that's all I
They
got
need
on
a
the
full year of
Packers,
health
man.
out of Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, just everybody. Just stay healthy, and they should be good. Now,
All right.
moving on, we have our only tie here,
Oh Lord. All right.
and it's funny between the two teams we have the tie between.
Oh, I
It
know
better
it.
not
I
be
know
what I
it.
think it is.
They're sitting right here.
I know it.
The tie for
God.
8th place is between the Chargers and the Bears.
Wow.
Wow.
I got Chargers
Oh,
8,
God.
Bears 9.
I have Chargers 8, Bears 9. You have to break down the Chargers season like this. We had the league known worst line in the league, and we still won 11 games.
That's where I was at.
We won 11 games.
line
Justin
gives them away.
Herbert was in the MVP, got a first place MVP vote. Like everybody can say, "Oh, that's bullshit." That's he was in there. He got a legit vote. He defined the definition of value. Without Justin Herbert, the Chargers are nothing. No Amari Hampton, no Najee Harris. We got Keenan Allen dropping balls all over the place. We got our old regime not throwing the ball to Lad McConkey just because we don't want to throw the ball to Lad McConkey. We got Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson, love bro to death. Definitely took a step, but he's not a number one. He could be a great number two, I think. But we definitely, our defense played lights out, only allowing like 18 or 19 points a game or something like that, or like something ridiculous. And we couldn't get out of the first round. Justin Herbert got sacked 6 times against the Patriots, a Patriots defense that didn't get to Sam Darnold at all, created 0 turnovers against Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. Not saying Sam Darnold was bad or anything like that, but the defense literally, the Patriots defense has no Christian Gonzalez, great, one of the best DBs, but outside of that, I have them ahead of the Bears because when Caleb Williams was getting sacked, his rookie year got sacked 63 times his rookie year, or 63 times, I believe, and the Bears had the number 9 pick in the draft that year. The next year, Justin Herbert got sacked 53 times, which is the Chargers franchise record for quarterbacks being sacked in a season. And we made the playoffs and have the 24th pick in the draft. So when our quarterbacks are in switch situations, if our O-line holds up like Caleb Williams' O-line holds up, and like the Bears invested in Caleb Williams' O-line, the Chargers have invested in their O-line. We just are hurt. That's the thing. And now we got the center from the Commanders. We got Cole Strange from the Dolphins. We invested. We got Baidez. We invested. We got Charlie Cole, that blocking tight end from the Ravens. We've invested into the blocking scheme. So there's no way that if the Chargers are in a healthy situation, like the Bears, like I'm using the Bears as the example because the jump that Caleb Williams made with a healthy O-line, that was year 1 to year 2. Justin Herbert is going to be in year 7 now. So year 6 to year 7, and then he has some of the best protection in the league. Rashawn Slater's already an All-Pro, and he's in year 4 or 5. And then Joe Alt is going to be Joe Alt, and we got the interior help, and we might get some more interior help. I definitely think we're going to go defense in the first round, but in the second round, we only have 5 picks, not in the second round, but total. We're making some shake for the interior O line. That's my soliloquy on the Chargers. I just with the healthy team and the way that our team is set up, our coaching staff, well, there's no way that we don't make any noise. Even and we're going to have some injuries here and there. It's just bound to happen. But what Justin Herbert has shown that he can take us wherever. But as long as we get, we have a little bit of health, that we avoid that health bug, the injury bug. I mean, we'll be all right. I think we can win a playoff game. Definitely go to the divisional, and if we get matched up right, we can. The Chargers could come out of the AFC. But that's definitely a reach. Like, call me the reach man if you want. But the Chargers have the potential to do so. But it's just going to come down to matchups. But we could definitely get out of the wild card for sure, and definitely win the AFC West.
I'm going to say this about the Chargers quick. This is my last year buying in on Herbert. If you can't win a playoff game, I'm starting to raise the question.
See, that's the thing. But that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to say it's on Herbert. Like, I'm not going to say I'm not bought in on Herbert. I'm bought in on Herbert. Like, he dragged us drug us with a broken hand to 11 wins. Like, we had enough. Okay, sure. Week 1, the first 3 weeks, we weren't injured, but we didn't have Rashawn Slater the entire season. We got to remember that.
Yeah, I'm not saying Herbert's going to be.
I'm saying, look, how many quarterbacks? But look, I get what you're saying. But how many quarterbacks are winning their playoff game, getting sacked 6 times, running for their life the whole game?
I don't know. I have to go look through how many.
Sacks aren't always entirely on the O-line. That's all I'm going to say.
I get what you're saying. But you didn't watch the games the way I was watching the games. A lot of the times it wasn't his fault. And look, you got to remember, he got Unk out there, not getting open. I'm so tired of 6 catches for 22 yards. Who is that helping?
I get it, but I'm going into year 7. Look, Keenan Allen's supposed to be, Mr. Consistency with 5 yards and closer, right? 3rd and 4 against the Patriots. It's like 14-3, still within the game. Keenan Allen's dropping 3rd and 4s, drag routes. So I'm like, so the confidence in the receivers ain't even there. He's like, he got to hold on to the ball longer because Unk can't get open. And if we're not scheming Lad McConkey for some reason, and Christian Gonzalez was covering Quentin Johnston, what are we supposed? Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just like, I'm getting to that point. Even like context not needed. It's just at that point, like any other quarterback, we do it with 8 going into year 8, no playoff wins, with the many playoff appearances. You just got to start asking the question.
I mean, he only has 3 playoff appearances, so it's not too many.
I'm expecting year 4 of playoffs this year.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I'm definitely expecting a playoff win for sure.
I'm not seeing it as a knock to like Herbert as in talent wise, because I love Justin Herbert. I think he's fantastic. I just think you have to start asking a question like, is he going to win a playoff game with the Chargers after, at some point? Because it's just like, they're not building exactly, they're not building.
I feel like this should be, as long as
but this is the year. It finally looks like they built a good enough team. As long as they stay healthy.
We should be cool.
That was kind of, I'm not going to lie, 13 through 7, or probably 6. Yeah, top 5 was safe, but those 13 through 6 were probably my hardest picks for me. I mainly put the Chargers on 13 from just y'all being unhealthy. Nothing to do with Herbert's play. I'm opposed to Jason even after this year. I'd still take a chance on him for another year just from how well he has been playing.
Don't take the chance. I'm just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying too. Yeah, keep the option open and look.
Yeah, not
I agree with you too on your wide receivers with not using Lad McConkey and Quentin Johnson is Quentin Johnson. Honestly, relooking at my list, I probably should have put them 9th and the Eagles 13 because after our talk with the Eagles, I feel like I have more concerns with the Eagles than I do the Chargers. My biggest concern with y'all is just you guys do get your team to go and then someone gets hurt and then it's like Herbert's performing, but because Joe Alt's not back or something. Guy from the left side, whoever you play next, is always getting through or something like that. Or Ladd gets hurt, so you have to throw it to Quentin Johnson. He's dropping balls and shit like that. That was mainly the main reason for putting them there. When it started getting to the single digits, I was having a tough time putting there, but that probably 9, if not 13. Switch the Eagles and Chargers for me. Having the Bears at 8, I did have them a couple spaces higher. I put them at 6, just because I believe that they can continue the momentum from last season. Honestly, offensively, losing DJ Moore sucks, but getting a second round for him is amazing. Can't really get mad at that. But other than that, the offense is pretty much the same. I think Caleb will continue to play well. I'm hoping that he'll clean up the little mistakes he was making last season. Maybe not try to fit the ball in too hard, save himself a couple picks, But the offense isn't really my big worry of the season, especially with how Ben Johnson handled last season. Seems like his plays were working, especially the run game. I mean, DeAndre Swift 2 years ago to last year, whole different guy. Like I was ready to ship him off last year before the season started, and now it's like we got to keep him. Him and Kyle Monungai, that's a good 1-2 punch there. But defensively, I know a lot of people were mad because we lost Byard, lost Deshaun Wright, we lost Jaquan Brisker, lost a lot of our secondary that led us in takeaways last season. But if you really look at it, that was the only thing they really did well, was just takeaways. Other than that, I'm pretty sure the Bears were last in yards per game in secondary wise. I could be wrong about that though. I don't have the fucking stat sheet in front of me. But I mean, Jalen Johnson didn't play as well as he played before, but hopefully that'll get better. Kyler Gordon was hurt, but stays healthy. You got your nickel guy there still. Hopefully Tyreek Stevenson decides to pull his head out of his ass and continue to play ball like he used to play. And then when it comes to the draft, I think they're probably not going to take an offensive guy. Probably within the first 3 rounds, I can see for your first pick's going to be a D lineman, whether an edge rusher or interior guy. And then with the second round picks that are they're either like 2 or 3 picks away from each other. That's when you can get another safety or DB and potentially, hopefully, a linebacker, because they just slack in linebackers. I mean, last season, every linebacker got hurt. We had to start DeMarco Jackson. Yeah, and he got the green dot, and he actually did well enough to come back. They re-signed him for it, so I'm hoping at least in the second round they can get a linebacker to help. Hopefully Ruben Hippolyte can kind of step up. I mean, he was okay the times he did play on there, but I'd be very surprised if they did get an offensive guy. I know Ozzie Trapillo's hurt, but they also signed Jedrick Willis Jr., so I'm guessing they're going to probably have him play there until Ozzie's okay to go. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I can see this draft for the Bears being very defense dominant for them. And I mean, when you pick up Kobe Bryant and Devin Bush, that helps with the 2 sections of the defense that you were slacking in. They also signed Jack Sanborn, which I'm pretty hyped about. He's not like some elite linebacker, but he's good to be there next to Devin Bush and TJ Edwards. So other than that, like, D-line's my biggest worry. I hope Gervon Dexter can develop better. And then I hope Grady Jarrett, I don't know, he just ends up becoming a veteran guy for the young guys coming up. And then, but an edge rusher is their number 1 need. Austin Booker, if he can keep developing well, he'll be a good player. Montez doesn't like to break a sweat. needs to either step up or, get going. I put them at 6 just because I'm a Bears fan, so, I'm giving them the little hometown nudge for me. But honestly, 8 is very solid. I think they're definitely a top 10 team in the NFL right now, but I understand too, they're not as super dominant where it's like, oh yeah, definitely top 3 to 5. I think 8's a perfect spot for them because they got a lot of shine, but there's still some edges they got to buff out. But then also that's where, again, once the draft happens, we see who they get, how they fit into the scheme, and then that can take them from an 8 to a 5, and best comes to best, top 3 spot for them.
We're going to go up to a team I know we're about to have an argument about. Started off, BDT. At number 7, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh,
that's where I put them.
Oh man.
That's my thinking behind having them at 5 is like, okay, they only lost to the Bills by 1 possession. They would have had a game against the Broncos, and then against the Patriots, they probably would have smoked the Patriots. I literally think any other path that the Patriots had, the Patriots are losing. And like, I hate to get on my team, but like we did not play good. They had 3 points, so they cakewalk. Texans were the Texans against. Look, all the issues that we were talking about the Texans and why we have the Texans where they're ranked showed up against the Patriots, and the Patriots went to the AFC Championship cakewalk, and then they got to play Jarrett Stidham. So at the end of the day, I just felt like if the Jags definitely just had the misfortune of matchups, and that's all. So, but they did lose a lot.
They did. Losing Travis Etienne Jr. hurts, but LaQuint Allen from Syracuse. I mean, yeah, definitely want to look for another running back, but at least you had
fumbles too much. Yeah.
They gotta get somebody else, but.
I mean, yeah, but at least he's kind of a little move, right?
Yeah, they got Chris Rodriguez. I mean, he's solid.
Oh, yeah.
But then they lost Devin Lloyd on the defensive side of the ball. That kind of hurt.
That too. That hurt.
Greg Newsom's gone. Wingard's gone.
Greg Newsom ended up getting them. I don't think Greg Newsom ended up fitting as well as they thought he would. Right. He didn't look.
Yeah, they did trade. Who did they trade for him again? There's a 1-for-1.
Tyson Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they thought highly of him before they made that trade. They did initially think highly of him.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Newsom's good, but he just didn't fit.
No, they initially thought highly of Tyson Campbell, and then.
Oh, Tyson Campbell was fine. There was no problem with Tyson Campbell. He's his own corner, and they wanted to play more man.
Yeah, well,
that was a big thing in Jacksonville. They do get Travis Hunter back this year,
and Caleb Ranshaw.
Yeah. I want to say this. Devin Lloyd is a great player. I don't know how big of a loss it is in Jacksonville. They seem to be comfortable losing him.
I mean, yeah, I just don't think they wanted to pay it. I think they wanted that comp pick. Their GM literally came out and said they're playing the comp game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't know if it's going to be a big loss for Jacksonville as we're going to make it out to be.
Well, they're under the belief that inside linebacker is very replaceable. So yeah, they drafted loss.
They drafted Jalen McLeod from Auburn, and he did not play last season. I don't know if he was hurt, but if anything,
I mean, maybe he's something. I haven't really heard of him.
So yeah, I haven't either.
Don't they?
What'd you say? You cut out.
They still got Forsythe, don't they?
I think so.
I
want to say yeah.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. They still have Forsythe.
They're still all right at linebacker. They're not in the depths.
Man, I don't think it's
they could use another one for sure.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing with running back. Like you can definitely.
I'm also intrigued. I wonder if they're going to switch. If they're switching up their defensive, if they're switching their scheme up.
I want to see. I mean, I guess for my reasoning for them being a lot lower is, I mean, the losses I think are going to end up looming large, and I simply think I mean, I went through the teams that are like above on my rankings, and I think they're better than this version of the Jaguars. I mean, the problem is I don't think Travis Etienne Jr. is like a top 5 running back or anything like that. But now, like, how are they going to run the ball? And they don't have a first round pick. They don't. I mean, obviously, I think Jacoby Myers is a really good fit with Trevor Lawrence. They've been trying to get rid of Brian Thomas Jr. is the word.
I think that's actually false.
I mean,
that's
what they said, but
well, that's what I guess. That's what, somebody. I read
did
a
report
Jacksonville.
that, though. I did see that.
Yeah, I read a Jacksonville report that I guess other teams were reporting that Jacksonville was shopping, but Jacksonville hasn't had a ton of interest in moving Brian Thomas. I guess.
Well, he unequivocally had a bad year last year. So
yeah, I know. I was saying he was scared to catch the ball over the middle of the field most of the year because he didn't want to get hit.
That ain't good.
But I came to find out he had a hand injury for a lot of the year, so
all right.
I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. Not him not wanting to get hit over the middle.
Well, I think a big reason for me being low on him is I just think a lot of every team I have above him I think is a better team. And,
I mean that's kind of it's funny because that's kind of my reasoning for the opposite. It was I didn't really expect last year's Jags team to be 12-5, and they surprised me. Yeah. So I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt this year, even with the losses they have. No first round pick, but do they have a second at least? I can't remember what picks they gave up. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they have all their other picks.
Okay. I mean, you can still get your little pieces that you're missing or little extra guys in the draft, but as long as your core, especially with getting Travis Hunter back as a wideout, that's just another target for Trevor Lawrence.
There, playing more corner, correct?
Corner? Okay. I don't know.
No,
I honestly don't know.
They reported that. I believe.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I have no. Okay.
Which I like. I think he should be mostly.
Yeah, then I guess more or less that helps your defense on that too, especially with getting Caleb Ransaw back. He'll get to play. Yeah, I mean, I think Jacoby Myers did great for Trevor Lawrence. So if they can keep that connection up, I mean, that's just good for him no matter what. Yeah.
Throw in Parker Washington too.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was like, there's a receiver I'm not thinking about. Thank you.
That's a really good receiving threat there.
Yeah.
He came along very nicely at the end of the year. I mean, if he keeps that up next year, I'm going to look foolish.
I think like Achan's loss can be affecting on Jacksonville, but I also think they can lean a little more on their pass game. I think they have a little more I think they're a little more comfortable now that Parker Washington did break out more towards the end of the year, as you said. Jacoby Myers is a great, blanket receiver. He's gonna get open. He'll be there underneath if you need. There's a lot of options there now. I still think they, like you said, we've been saying they could use another running back there because Tootin fumbles too much. But if Tootin can solve his fumbling problems, they have a running back there. Mm-hmm. I think Chris Rodriguez can be solid for them. I think he'll be a solid addition. Defense-wise, Devin Lloyd, great player. There's going to be some drop-off, but their defense still should be. I think they're still going to have a pretty solid defense.
First place schedule, I think, is another reason why I had them lower. So,
and I guess in Tutin's defense, the 2 fumbles he did have that season came in the same game. So it wasn't like every week he was fumbling. It was twice against the Colts.
He was a platoon
guy. But
so
you don't.
Times,
But still, you don't want your running back fumbling at all. So it's like,
twice in one game is kind of wild.
Yeah, twice in one game. That's asking to get benched.
Ashton Genty fumbled for me in Madden twice in one game. I put his ass right to the bench. Put his ass
sit on the pond.
No, he's got to. Once you're on the bench, if I put you back in and you fumble again,
get to the locker room, big guy. Number 6. The 49ers.
Ooh,
I had them at 8.
I had them at 5.
I had them at 7.
I had him at
like,
7 just because of injury. That's literally the only reason. Like,
yeah, see,
Yeah.
even without them getting hurt, they still went to the second round of the playoff. They got smoked by the Seahawks, but I mean they were missing half their defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say
And
this right now.
and they just added Mike Evans as well. Mike Evans modeled the consistency. There's nothing but good for Brock Purdy. Not too high on Brock Purdy, but he's good QB, gets the job done, does what he needs to do when he needs to do it, doesn't turn the ball over too much. Let me down in the Super Bowl, but outside of that, good player.
I just want to say this: if I didn't have any questions about them having any sort of health problems going into next season, I would have had them in the top 5. Would have had 3 teams from the NFC West in the top 5.
Yeah, probably.
It's crazy to think that a top 5 team, a team that I think could finish as a top 5 team in football, might finish 3rd in their division this year.
Wild, man. It is really
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, San Fran. I mean, the only question mark I think we all can agree on is just health with them.
Literally.
I think the only other question mark we can give them is they could use a receiver.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kyle Shanahan's a wizard. He'll
Trent
figure
Williams
that
situation.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility for sure.
If he somehow is gone,
I've also
they
heard
are
rumblings-
going to need to force tackle round 1.
I mean, there's been rumblings about the reunion with Debo as well. So
All right, well, that's something.
I wouldn't rule that out. And Debo, to be fair, I thought Debo looked pretty good in Washington last year.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty
deal.
You said what, Mike?
It's my fault. Is Washington going to deal him?
I don't think he's under contract. I think he's a free agent.
Oh, is he?
I believe so.
I think so.
I'd have to look, but yeah, I think my only real, I guess, question with San Fran is just the receiver.
Oh yeah, Deebo Samuel is a free agent.
Yeah, I think they could just use another receiver in San Fran, but I mean, other than that, I don't have any questions with that team. I think
neither do I.
I think that's a really good team.
A little healthy, but even
just as long as health stays on their side, they should be. The New England Patriots slotting in at number 5.
I had him at 6.
Just because the fact that they made the Super Bowl last year and I know they call him Drake the Schedule May, but they still had a dominant season. I can't think of any big major losses. On their team.
They lost Stephon Diggs.
Is that really a major loss?
That's not major losses.
I don't know how much of a loss Stephon Diggs was.
The run game was really good. Travion Henderson ran very well. Was sharing it with Stevenson. I just think they're a well-rounded team. My big thing for putting them at 1, because I would have probably put them at 2, was the fact that the Seahawks lost their coach and Kenneth Walker. That's 2 big main pieces to your team
And
gone. And Kobe Bryant. Shout out New Bear. And so that's a key to your whole organization, your offense and your defense right there. That's 3 big holes. So that's why I put the Patriots above them. I just think that the Patriots, they'll kind of repeat what they did last season. I would see it more as a shock if they weren't the best team in the AFC. I could probably see maybe the Broncos above them, but
they got another receiver. I think they would be, but just that receiver rough.
Yeah, I mean they got
Romeo Dobbs being the number 1 in your system is not a recipe for success. I don't think. But and I don't really foresee them taking a receiver in the draft. But who knows?
Who does know? Yeah, it's kind of a different decision maker now. So
I was gonna say they could.
I don't hate.
It is
by the way, I just want to point that out.
Yeah, it's a relatively deep. Excuse me. My apologies, gentlemen. It's a relatively deep receiver class. I mean, you got Boston from Washington. You got Jordan Tyson. You got freaking Concepcion.
There's
Makai Lemon.
Yeah, Chris Purcell.
Got
Makai Lemon won't be there when they pick.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
Well,
look, what if he fall? He's a hurt kid. You never know. Lemon might fall.
Omar Cooper Jr. maybe.
Yeah, Indiana guy.
Buying up boards though, so
yeah, there's a lot of receivers in the class. So it wouldn't be unwise for the Patriots to take one. I just don't know if they will. We'll see what this regime does. But
off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
It's not crazy for them. I am kind of interested to see because apparently Will Campbell was playing this season hurt. I can't remember what his injury was, but he was playing kind of hurt. And they brought in Elijah Vera Tucker, I believe. Yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker to play guard. So I know they're keeping Will Campbell at tackle. So definitely interesting to see. Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see how they utilize him and how they develop him. Yeah, they're going to keep him at tackle.
I mean,
good luck with that.
I just don't think they're in a position this year to draft that tackle that's going to replace him now. I mean, next year, I think he played well against. I mean, obviously, if they're not as good of a pass rushing team, you're going to play well. But I think he held his own against some decent pass rushers. Obviously, Myles Garrett lit him up, and when he was injured, he didn't look good at all. There's no other way to put it. But
wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And he came back from a pretty early absence. And he came back early to help him out, but he didn't end up really helping. But anyways, I think you give him next year to be tackle. And if he's obviously not a top flight guy, then you spend that first round pick next year on a tackle and you move him in a guard. I mean, because you did spend a top 5 pick on him to be a top flight guy. So if he's not, then maybe you do think about him at guard because I think he could be an elite guard.
I think you have to at least try it. Year 3. By year 3.
Because I don't think he was a horrible player. Because some people, and I only mean to say that because some people were acting like he was just the worst player ever. I mean,
I don't think he was either. I think
the issue is that
he definitely wasn't the worst player ever.
The Super Bowl really highlighted his weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks knew, and their edge rushers were perfect for his weakness. Unfortunately. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think it just exposed him. So
yeah,
maybe we'll see. Hopefully, he develops more. The number four team, everybody. The Buffalo Bills.
Oh, check.
That's where I had them.
That's where I had them.
Where did I have them at? I think 4 is a nice spot. I just couldn't put them above the teams ahead of them. I mean, Josh Allen has not proved it. He lost to the Broncos. Dak was the MVP and Super Bowl champion, and Sam Darnold and them are the Super Bowl champs. I simply cannot put the Bills above those other 3 teams. Simple as that.
I like the DJ Moore edition, but I just think the price was a little high.
Yeah,
definitely. He was not worth a second, but
yeah, I do like it for.
No, but I mean, Buffalo had to do something at receiver. They couldn't go.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely helps Josh Allen.
Counter what Mike's saying why he couldn't put the Bills over the Broncos because they beat them. I mean, he was throwing deep balls to Brandon Cooks coming off the street. Brandon Cooks came off the street in week 13. That's why he couldn't beat Denver. It wasn't because he.
Look, maybe you could flip flop them in Denver. Like maybe. I guess definitely a toss up because that DJ Moore. Because look, DJ Moore on that post and that got intercepted instead of Brandon Cooks. We seen DJ Moore on the Bears making plays. So we know he's coming down with that. I mean, I'm not gonna say we know, but definitely a lot more likely.
We don't know.
We think we know.
Yeah.
There's a post he gave up on. I watched him run.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Maybe if I forgot we didn't really even talk about the Bears. Maybe if Caleb was.
Yeah, he did. But maybe if your quarterback didn't throw 3 interceptions
after staring him down with a wide open pocket.
Why don't you guys go yourself? I fucking hate all of you.
Yeah, I don't really have too. I mean, the Bill. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say on the Bills. We need Josh Allen to be Josh Allen, but we need him to be better than Josh Allen because Josh Allen has not made it to the Super Bowl, and
Let the defense be better than 20th.
yeah, and also Josh Allen can't have dumb
Josh
turnovers.
Allen I don't think Josh Allen was the issue for them not going to the Super Bowl last year. The defense was.
Okay, but hold on. How many turnovers did Josh Allen have?
This was maybe the most his fault it's ever been in the playoffs.
Right.
I agree, but
I don't know if it's all his fault.
I'm saying the whole season. No, I'm saying the whole season.
I don't want to say all his fault, but they went to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just
don't want to say all his fault, but you got to think about it like this: erase those turnovers, and they're not in overtime. There's no there's no way. I think he had
I just hate doing this argument with Josh Allen because it's the Lamar thing too. Because it's the same thing with both of them. You're right. But Lamar last year, I'm cutting him a break because Mark Andrews sold the duff. Brandon Cooks sold it. Josh Allen.
Okay, no, I can't. I'm not blaming Brandon Cooks on that because why are we the Bills' whole season? That's the Bills' whole season in a nutshell right there. They could have got Jalen Waddle at the trade deadline. They didn't, and then they had to end up being like, oh, we need to pick up Brandon Cooks off the street. Why is Brandon Cooks your best receiver on your team?
They didn't try. They offered the Dolphins a first and a third, and the Dolphins said no.
And then they accepted it later.
Then they accepted the same package from the Broncos in the offseason.
Listen, I get it. I get it. But look, if you're offering a first and a third for him, you can offer a first and a third somewhere else. And I didn't see any reports of it or anything like that. But Brandon Cooks being the guy that you're putting your season on the line for, like not putting your season on the line for, but we got to give the ball to Brandon Cooks and the season is on the line. Are we serious?
That's
they
what we have to say.
Kidding me?
Coleman, dude.
That's not.
You kind of need James Cook to stay consistent too and stop fumbling.
That too.
Yeah, he fumbled 6 times last season and in the divisional game too.
I was gonna say he had one of those fumbles in the divisional.
Yeah, but he back-to-back games against Pittsburgh and Cincinnati fumbled twice. You can't have that. And then other than that, his splits are just all over the place. Some days he runs for over 100 yards, sometimes barely 50. You need more consistency, especially when he shows you he's a dominant rusher.
He didn't lead the league in rushing this year, so he was semi-consistent.
He's explosive.
Because against the Carolina Panthers, he had 216 yards.
He'll give you a stinker.
That's basically fake news.
What's fake news?
And 2 touchdowns.
Didn't happen. Andy Dalton.
You guys couldn't catch him. You guys couldn't catch him for a 64-yard run.
Number 3 is the Denver Broncos.
Same. Yep. I think I'm going to be locked in for the top 4 here.
The one thing I will say about the Broncos, they added Waddle, so that's good. But I also think they could be the potential biggest fallers on the list because they did have a lot of close wins. Mm-hmm. They could potentially be in a Chiefs 2025 situation. I remember in 2024 the Chiefs won. They went like 15-2. 15-2, we're thinking the regular season, or something crazy like that, and they won
they were 8-1 in
8-1 in 1-score games. It was something crazy. And then this year, those 1-score games, there was the exact opposite, and they have the number 9 pick in the draft. So I definitely think the Broncos could come into that type of situation. Keep saying Bo Nix needs to take a little bit more of a step. I feel like the defense definitely carried them. They were 4 sacks away from the Bears' all-time record this past season. So the defense is stacked. They got Pat Surtain, former Defensive Player of the Year. The Broncos are a great all-around team. but I just need to see a little bit more from Bo Nix, because Bo Nix is definitely what's going to make or break that. And we saw his importance come out in the AFC Championship game when they had to rely on Jarrett Stidham. Bo Nix in that game, Broncos are in a Super Bowl. Don't know if they're winning it, but we're definitely having that 2014 Super Bowl rematch if
100%.
Bo Nix is playing. That's for sure. And that's how I feel about the Broncos, but definitely one of the most solid all-around teams that are in the league right now, 100%.
Yeah, it's just another step from Bo Nix for me, and
Oh man, another step from Bo Nix. I mean, they're favorites.
I think he has another step to take. I don't think he was.
No, not that he's like. I'm just saying, like they take if he does take another step, like
That's what I'm saying. I
holy
think
cow.
there's a
I think they give the Seahawks or Rams run for their money.
You got to remember, that's what I'm saying. I think he has that another step. I mean, he was in year 2 last year. That another step. If that other step isn't there, that's a little concerning. And he's already an old rookie.
He's already a good quarterback.
You know, that's not concerning, but like I don't want, but where I see his play at now, like I said, a lot of one-score games they won or came down to the wire, or came down to some crazy fluky play or something like that. And Bo Nix wasn't necessarily like making game-breaking plays, like Bo Nix
still makes a lot of bonehead plays.
I think
exactly. Like we still come on. There were a lot of games where we're watching them, we're like, oh. Look, another bowl overthrow.
I think
the Tennessee game.
I think, and I'm not going to give Bo Nix. Yeah, the first week was bad for him. I can't excuse that. I think really my only point for Denver, especially going into next year, and why they're number 3 for me, giving Davis Webb the reins for play calling is big, because watching Denver Broncos games, like I watched a good chunk of them. Sean Payton's play calling was so hot and cold. Like the amount of games where it was close because they're running just boneheaded plays, making poor decisions after poor decisions, and it's not Bo Nix making the poor decisions.
Like Payton.
I mean, it was so. I'm really excited to see their offense with Davis Webb. Obviously, if it looks worse, then something's up. But especially the run game. Because that's where the real problem was with Sean Payton, was it was just very inconsistent. So that'll really help the pass game, because that's where I felt Bo Nix was inconsistent when he had to pass a lot. That's when his inaccuracy kind of showed, because that's when he kind of falls back on his tendency to not set his feet. Like he's really, you could tell he's worked on that, because when he doesn't have his attempts up as much, he sets his feet well and he delivers the ball with poise and accuracy. But when he's kind of got happy feet back there, that's when the ball, overthrow.
He gets jumpy.
Yeah.
Yes. So
that's the perfect way to explain Bo Nix. He gets jumpy at times.
So I think I think the Broncos are, especially like you said, if he could take another step and just pretty much cut that out and become really consistent with the ball. I mean, the Broncos will be favorites, and they're going to be very good this year. They're going to be very good this year.
On to number 2.
I'm excited.
The LA Rams.
Oh, I thought for some reason some people would have more Seahawks at 2. I have Rams 2, Seahawks 1.
I have the Rams 2, Seahawks 1. I couldn't. They beat them. They beat them.
See, my thing is like I can't move Seattle out of 1 until the season starts for me.
I agree. I'm
the champs, and Kenneth Walker was the only real loss, and I think Charbonnet. I think Charbonnet's decent enough to still give him some of the production Kenneth Walker did.
Yeah, 100%. Because
when he gets back, yeah.
When he gets back. Right. But I mean, because when we think about it, like throughout the year, Ken Walker never really had the whole backfield. Like Charbonnet was making enough of an impact where they was like, we have to give him touches.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some games he was the guy, especially against like the Panthers. Like Charbonnet was the guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say early in the season, it felt like Kenneth Walker was falling out of favor a bit.
Yeah.
Early in the season, and started towards after the second half of this, after they were on trade deadline, he started to kind of kick it back on. But I think Seattle will be fine without Ken Walker. The Rams at 2. The only thing with the Rams, are they going to beat Seattle this year?
Yeah.
Because they had a tough time. They had a tough time in the playoffs, the regular season.
Like
They might.
McDonald.
I mean, it's a tough
They had a tough time with Seattle.
That's the thing. But I mean, the Seahawks did lose their OC. I definitely think that's going to be some. They lost a little bit of their creativity, but we'll definitely see how they adjust to that. It's definitely going to be interesting. Like we said, this is the only division in the league right now with 3 teams in top 5, arguably. So
Yeah.
so it's literally anybody's division at this point.
I'll be honest. I think the Rams and Seahawks are in a tier above the Niners.
In a way,
I think slightly because of the health, because they don't have
in
the
a way.
concern
Yeah.
level that the 49ers do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Code red concern. The Niners do.
I'm going to keep it up. Based on a talent, if we were ranking teams just strictly based off a talent perspective, the Rams are number 1 to me. But I don't know if it's close.
I think the loss of Clint Kubiak, I'm really curious to see how the offense is going to look because obviously JSN was insane all year. I want to see how he looks with the new schemer. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that he's not going to be great. He's obviously going to be great. But I want to see, like, Shaheed, re-signing him, I think, was big. Elijah Arroyo at tight end with A.J. Barner as well. I like that duo at tight end for Sam Darnold. Hopefully, in the draft, they can get somebody to kind of replace Anthony Bradford. I don't know how they're going to do it, but might have to come in the second round.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, I think the draft for them could be big because I think corner first round is kind of huge, considering Woolen's gone as well. I don't know if he was the greatest, but I think you get like a Colton Hood, you get a what do you call it?
Jamal McCoy.
Yeah, if he falls there, I mean, good lord, that's big for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know where he's going to end up going because of the injury.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, if a team believes in him,
that's my thing. I don't know where he's. I can't project him.
I mean,
it's been tough.
Really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
The Rams, I think, obviously, Stafford staying is so huge for them. You got Corum, looked really, really nice out of the backfield last year with Kyron Williams too as a tandem behind Stafford. You can slowly start to transition to run the ball a little bit more. I mean, they did obviously run the ball a lot last year out of that 3 tight end set. I like that for them. I mean, all 3 tight ends can block.
They brought them all back as well.
That's big.
Yeah, they brought all their tight ends back.
That's so big. And then the fact they have that 13th pick, take a tackle or a receiver to kind of usurp Devontae Adams when he's done. I mean, they got options. They are sitting pretty going into this upcoming year. They got a lot of luxury at that pick, and I mean, obviously Stafford to Puka is big. The defensively trading for Trent McDuffie is massive considering their cornerback room kind of cost them the season last year in a way.
Yeah, having Emmanuel Forbes as your number 1 is.
Turns out it's a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know what they. Yeah, I don't know what they thought of that. They also got Jalen Watson. I thought that was a good pickup.
I like that. I like it.
I think their cornerback room's highly improved, which is, I think that was their real only hole on the team.
Truthfully,
I think their pass rush is fine. I think they're fine at linebacker. We know what their offense is going to do.
Absolutely, no question on that.
It's just like I said. The only question: will they beat Seattle? And I think that we know there's a good chance. Just got to get it done this year.
Yeah.
And I guess the only thing for Seattle is just how am I going to word this? I guess I'll just say it like this. I want to see how their run game is without Clint. Because Clint had a big doing with how good their run game was this year. So I want to see if they change up schematically how they run the ball and whatnot, depending on what they choose to replace Kenneth Walker with. But here's a recap of the power rankings. Just so everybody can hear it, just a straight list down. Number 1, we had the Seahawks. Number 2, the Rams. Number 3, the Broncos. 4, the Bills. 5, Patriots. 6, the Niners. 7, the Jaguars. 8, we voted the Chargers over the Bears, so the Bears will be 9. The Packers, 10. The Eagles, 11. The Panthers, 12. The Texans, 13. The Lions, 14. The Chiefs, 15. Ravens, 16. 17, the Buccaneers. 18, Colts. 19, Cowboys. 20, the Bengals. 21, the Vikings. 22, the Commanders. 23, the Steelers. 24, the Falcons. 25, the Saints. 26, the Giants. 27, the Titans. 28, the Raiders. 29, the Browns. 30, the Jets. 31, the Cardinals. 32, the Dolphins. That will complete the first of many different power rankings that we will have. This is the NFL. I guess we'll go pre-draft as in just early power rankings.
Yeah.
I would say
early off season.
Early off season.
Early off season power rankings.
The next power rankings for football we'll give most likely would be right before the season starts.
Pre-draft, probably a not as in-depth one. Probably focus on team needs, what they're gonna attack in the draft, and then obviously where people are ranked and what what veteran signings have happened. Because you still got people like Deebo Samuel, the Tyreek Hills of the world is still out there.
Yeah,
a lot of other people that are fleeting my mind right now, but some free agency signings are still going to happen, and then obviously some trades and stuff are going to happen as well. So we just got to see what teams do, but we're going to break it down right before the draft, probably a week or two before the draft. This is the Six Pack Sports Pod, and we will catch y'all on the next one. We appreciate y'all rocking with us.